Have to check with me in a couple of hours and ask me that again after I fully woke up. So, first case is case number is on here somewhere. 2021 MM3688. Hector Luis Roman Diaz.
Sí.
There is contact, Your Honor.
All right. The looks like he's represented by the Office of the Public Defender.
Yes.
And the charges are petty theft and resisting without violence. Looks like he's got 81 days time served. Does that sound right to you, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so
The offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to 1201 South Cimarron Boulevard. And there is a cost of investigation of $94.50 to the Orlando Police Department.
all right, what's that 1201 South Cimarron? What kind of a business is that?
Wawa, Your Honor.
Wow.
Yes.
No.
Would you like to resolve the case today? Oh.
All right, sir, state your full name.
Hector Luis Roman Diaz.
Hector Luis Roman Diaz.
Okay. Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm testimony you shall give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Prometo. Te prometo.
I promise.
All right, thank you. Put your hand. All right, you're entering a plea of no contest today to a charge of petty theft and resisting without violence. Is that correct?
Sí.
Yes.
And do you believe it's in your best interest to hear that plea?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, you've been represented by the Office of the Public Defender. Are you satisfied with your attorney's services?
Thank you, sir. You're before the court at this time for an arraignment for an alleged violation of probation.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So is there anything you wanted to tell me about yourself or the case before I proceed to sentence?
Ya procede esta sentencia.
You can proceed with the sentence.
All right. Well, you appear to be alert and intelligent today, so I'm inclined to accept your plea to both the charges. As to petty theft, now that's charged as a misdemeanor of the second degree, so you're going to be adjudicated guilty, sentenced to 60 days with credit for 60 days time served on that one at the end of the two. And then as to the resisting without violence, you'll also be adjudicated guilty, sentenced to 81 days with credit for 81 days time served. And there's going to be some court costs associated with this. What are the court costs?
Okay.
Okay.
How much? Right. Okay. The total on the court costs here is going to be $467.50. That includes the actual court costs, what's called a DERP fee, cost of investigation, the various costs associated with the charges. And, sentencing thereon. Is he being held on anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. I was gonna ask if he could have a year after release to pay court costs because he's not getting out. He has a criminal mischief at no bond.
Really?
Mm-hmm. His bond was revoked, so
I see. Because of the new charges?
yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, sure. Up to a year after your release from incarceration to pay the court costs, sir. So, do you have any questions, sir, about what I just said and did?
No.
Well, yeah, no return to the Wawa at 1201 South Cimarron Boulevard. Right? Thank you, sir. Takes a little while to warm up to this again. It's gotta creep along, you know? Good morning, ma'am. What's your name?
Naomi Lopez. Naomi Lopez. Naomi Lopez.
Naomi Lopez.
Ms. Lopez, let's see. You're being held on charges of resisting without violence, which is a misdemeanor of the first degree, and giving a false identification to law enforcement, which is also a misdemeanor of the first degree. Do you understand what you're being charged with?
Your Honor, I believe the
No, yo no.
Oh, go ahead, counsel.
I believe the court reporter needs the case numbers at the beginning of the case.
Yep, it's 21 MM 365 AA. And now, back to you, Miss Lopez. Do you understand the charges that you're being held on?
A mí me metieron presa porque como yo vivo en una casa, al amigo mío se le metieron al cuarto y le robaron. Y me acusó a mí.
Well, I'm in jail because you see I live in this house and someone broke into my friend's home and they stole some things and he accused me.
I would advise, Madam Interpreter, can you please advise the client not to talk about the facts of the case?
That violation of probation filed against you, your attorney answering your
Fine.
All right, having reviewed the charging affidavit, I do find probable cause for the charges.
attorney with the public defender's office has entered a denial on your behalf, and the clerk just gave you your next.
Bonds are currently set at $500 on count one, $100 on count two. And I see you're out on bonds in case number 21 MM
And that's what we do at arraignment, that's all we do.
365. That's trespass on property other than a structure conveyance.
And Your Honor, the state is offering an adjudication of guilt for the time served to resolve the new law offenses. And if Ms. Lopez would like a adjudication and credit time served on the
Okay, well, she does qualify for the public defender. Why don't I go ahead and appoint you for that so that you can go over that with her real quick and see if that's something she wants to do.
Yeah, our information from our system had even less information than everybody else has, so I would be of no help. It doesn't even have.
So on the out on bond
As
charge,
you mentioned, is confinement and DOC.
you'll get credit for the time you've already.
Just as his original plea.
I know you were in pretrial diversion, so I don't know if you need to continue with pretrial diversion, see if they'll give you, or you can try to resolve.
Thank you, sir.
you want to resolve all of the cases or just?
¿Cómo cuál? ¿Cómo cuál? ¿Cómo cuál?
Which one?
You can resolve all of the cases today, the resisting and providing false ID to law enforcement. And that's an adjudication of guilt. They're going to adjudicate for the time, and they're going to give you credit for the time you served.
Okay.
We have
Okay.
¿Qué tengo que pagar?
How much would I have to pay?
that. I'm not sure. Madam Clerk, how much is the court cost?
The revoked and terminated, he was revoked and terminated and he was sentenced to a DOC. Right, I understand. So,
Yeah, my mother is paid.
did that occur? I'm trying to pull it up, but
Mi mamá va a pagar 200.
Yes, I will pay 200.
And then 373 in the out.
okay. And so the alleged
So 66.
Ajá. Está bien.
occurred after the alleged offense.
Your Honor, she stated she would like to resolve the cases.
Right, and that's an adjudication on the new law charges and a withhold on the one she's out on bond on? Okay, and time served on both.
Yes, correct.
All right. So, Ms. Lopez, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, you put your hand down. All right, now you're entering a plea of no contest to the two new charges and the one you were out on bond on. Is that correct?
Sí.
Yes.
Now, do you suffer from any mental or emotional disabilities?
She's saying they didn't sentence you all at one time because they didn't file it in the second case.
Sí.
Yes.
And are you currently under the treatment of a mental health professional, be it a doctor or otherwise?
2019. So maybe they filed after, but he still did
Yo quiero ir a la clínica, me siento mal.
I want to go to the clinic. I don't feel well.
That's the one that we're
You're saying right now you don't feel well and you want to go to the clinic?
He should have more than one 2019. I see 19.
So, Your Honor, based on that, I would just ask that you the bonds,
right now we're only here for one, correct?
and the case,
You want a little more time maybe to
Your Honor.
take a look at where she's at?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sounds like a good idea. So, okay, I'll just stay the bonds, 500 on count one, 100 is to count two, and no action on the out on bond. All right.
You're speaking of the plea form December 21st, 2018? That's for the
Ajá.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Interpreter. I think that's all we got.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hey, I'll get better. Check back with me tomorrow.
Okay. Bye. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. So I should say the case number on each case.
Yes.
Wow. I don't think that's part of my job description. I'm supposed to have people for that. I'll get you a microphone, let you say the case. All right. I'm not gonna do that to you, don't worry. Okay, so this little pile of things right here. Okay, those are the move-ups. All right, so I guess we can begin with Billy Robinson,
He refused court, Your Honor.
used court. So, let's see, now, last time I was down here, which has been a while, if I remember correctly, what was happening when somebody refused court was the court was appointing the Office of the Public Defender and treating the failure, refusal to come to court as a voluntary waiver of his right to appear at IAs.
Yes.
Is that what y'all are doing now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so pretty much the same drill. All right. Well, Got an APHIS hold, I see that. And the charge is trespass on property after warning, case number 21MM579. Might be 5791, I think. I do find probable cause for the charge. Mr. Robinson's refused to come to court today. So I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent Mr. Robinson and treat his refusal to come to court as a voluntary abstention from initial appearances. His bond is going to be set at $500, and he's going to be ordered not to return to the Wawa located at 2507 North John Young Parkway as a condition of his release. Okay, counsel, any other requests in the case of Mr. Robinson?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Next case is Zarita Adrian Simpson, case number 21MM5793. Good morning. What's your name, ma'am?
Good morning, good morning, Your Honor, Mr. Gibson. My name is Zarita Simpson.
Okay, Ms. Simpson, you're charged with prostitution / lewdness as a first offense. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes. Yes, sir. I think.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to find probable cause for the new charge. Bond is currently set at $500,
I don't.
and it looks like you qualify for the Office of the Public Defender. Would you like for me to appoint the Public Defender for you?
What does that mean?
You just mumble is all
I'm sorry, I
hearing.
just don't understand what that means.
The Public Defender? We have a office full of lawyers called Public Defenders, and they're appointed to people's cases, criminal cases, when the people request their appointment and when the person, you, cannot afford their own attorney. So it gets you an attorney. You're entitled to have an attorney when you're charged with a crime, even if you can't afford it, and that's what the public defenders are for. So, would you like for me to appoint the public defender
Please.
for you?
Please,
Okay, I'll do
please, and
that.
thank you.
Not a problem, not a problem. There is the DERP fee, is it still $50? So there is a $50 DERP fee that's imposed that ultimately, depending on where the case goes, you'll have to pay or not. You'll be told at a later date, okay?
Okay.
So you're also out on bond on a possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of cocaine. So you got some felony stuff going on there. Any request as far as the out on bond is concerned, State?
I have no objection to revoke and double, Your Honor.
I didn't hear you.
I apologize. I have no objection to you revoking the bond, but then doubling it.
Counsel, did you want to be heard on that?
Your Honor, yes, I would just ask that, given it's a nonviolent offense, my client is currently transient, so I'd ask that you not revoke and double, as she won't be able to post that bond, Your Honor, in the out on bond charge.
Well, let's see. The new charge is prostitution, lewdness, sort of go hand in hand, don't they?
I'll go to detox if that's possible, like rehab. If that's possible, okay.
I think I'm going to not revoke what she's out on bond on,
Yes, Your Honor.
but I'm going to kick her bond a little as far as the new charge is concerned. Her bond on the new charge, I'm going to set at $1,500,
Okay.
and we'll go with that. So no action on the out on bond, $1,500 on the new charge. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Roosevelt Willis.
He's mental health, Your Honor.
You know what? Mr. Clark. I just thought of him just now. You remember Mr. Clark. Anybody here would remember Mr. Clark. You know, he's still kicking. He's still going. He's in an assisted living facility down in South Orange, I think. Because I just talked to Laura Tweed the other day, who was his caretaker. And he's got, I think he's got a little dementia happening now, Parkinson's. Still smokes like a freight train, one right after another, but has turned into a pretty nice guy. I mean, compared to the version of him that y'all used to see through here, Mr. Clark, by the way, is a veteran of my generation, actually. And back when we started Veterans Court, me and my then J.A. Becky, I was here doing this. And we would see lots of veterans come through that we were then able to get into Veterans Court and did some really good work with them. But Mr. Clark was one they always refused. You know, I'd say, Mr. Clark, you're a veteran. Won't you let me send you to Veterans? I'm not going to Veterans Court. And he was pretty ugly to everybody around here. Staff can tell you stories about him. And then after I'd seen him through here probably 35 times over the course of a year, he came in one morning and he asked me, it was a misdemeanor, it's always misdemeanor stuff with him, typical homeless type charges. He came in one morning and he asked me to sentence him to the maximum. And I think it was a trespass charge. And I said, why would I do that? And of course, we knew each other pretty well by then. And he just said he was tired of living in the woods in a tent because people were robbing him out in the woods and beating him up and stuff like that. And he wasn't in the best shape physically anyway. So rather than do that, I think I gave him 60 days so that we could find a place for him to go. And this wonderful person stepped out of my past and contacted us and said, I'd like to be his guardian. I'd like to help him. And in a matter of about a month, he was here about a month, and then she got him into an assisted living facility up in Apopka. And pretty soon he had new teeth and he just looked like a new guy. And then he moved around to a few other places, that sort of thing, but never would go to Veterans Court. I couldn't get him down there. I couldn't pay him to go to Veterans Court. But he wound up in a much, much better place and is just the happiest person you'd ever want to meet. Last year, I think it was, I went by where he was at with my daughter and sat down and chatted with him a little bit. And just the change was remarkable. It was one of those things where something we did actually worked for somebody, you know?
Wow, that's rare. That's amazing.
Not the usual thing. It was. So what did we know about Mr. Roosevelt Willis? Did you tell me something I forgot?
He's mental health.
Mental health? Okay, well.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, let me see. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender, indicate probable cause exists for the trespass and the resisting charges. Case numbers 2021 MM 5784. Bonds are, I think that's a mistake. The trespass ought to be $100, and the resisting is $500. So.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And next up is Mark Edward Payton.
Your Honor,
Yes.
with regard to Mr. Willis, can you just do a no return to the big lots as a condition of his release?
Sure. That's for Mr. Willis, yeah. Okay, good morning, sir. What's your name?
Mark Payton?
Mr. Payton, you are charged with the ever-popular and completely misunderstood camping prohibited charge. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Camping prohibited.
Camping prohibited, that's exactly right. Case number in that is 21 MO 962. And Yeah, that's the usual, just laying down and going to sleep. Based on the way the ordinance is written, there is PC for the charge. So,
And,
let's see, and it looks like you qualify for the public defender, sir. Would you like for me to appoint them to represent you?
Is it that I'm being spoke to about hiring a public defender now or taking a
oh,
charge?
he's, Your Honor, he's gonna accept the state's offer
Okay, so you got an offer coming up. Huh?
of a withhold of adjudication, credit time served.
Time served plus costs. All right. Okay, so Mr. Payton, would you raise your right hand for me, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, sir, you are entering a plea, I understand, to a charge of camping. Is that correct?
No contest.
And do you believe it's in your best interest to enter that plea?
Yes.
Okay. Suffer from any mental or emotional disabilities, sir?
No.
And diagnosed with anything within the last year or so?
No.
Okay. So you feel like you understand what you're doing? You feel like this is in your best interest? Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. You've had the services of the Office of the Public Defender. Are you satisfied with the services of your attorney, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Anything you want to tell me about yourself or the case?
No.
All right. I'll accept the plea and withhold adjudication of guilt, sentence you to time served, which looks like 2 days. There are some costs associated with it. And I see that you are in absolutely no position to pay those costs. So what I'm going to do is give you a year to pay them, or if the clerk's office, and I'm not sure whether they have anything nowadays, they used to have some programs where you could work that stuff off. If you can get yourself involved in something like that, I'm agreeable that that would be adequate. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. I reckon. Next up is Diamond
Yes, sir.
Brunson.
Yeah.
Good morning. Tell me your full name.
Diamond Demetrius Brunson.
All right. And Mr. Brunson, looks like you're charged with camping. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is this something we can resolve today, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Is that going to be the same thing, withhold time served?
Yes, Your Honor.
You know, I do these up in Seminole County periodically, and they don't necessarily take pleas on stuff like this at IAs.
Oh, really?
No.
Here we always.
It's always been that way here, but they don't,
Mm-hmm.
you can't resolve a lot of the really simple stuff at their IAs. But I think they have a system set up to get people back in front of the court real quick,
Yeah.
like within a few days or a week, so that they can resolve whatever they're resolving.
Right.
Nah, I don't have an affidavit on this one, so we're just friend of the court. Okay, so Mr. Brunson, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're entering a plea of no contest to camping, sir. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And you believe it's in your best interest to do that?
No, no, sir.
No?
No, sir. I was just out. I was just out and about.
Your Honor, he thinks you're asking about the camping.
Yeah, no, what I'm asking you is, do you believe it's in your best interest today to enter a plea of no contest to the charge of camping?
Do I think it's my best? I don't think. I think so. I'm taking for it.
All right, you understand that by entering a plea of no contest, what you're saying is, I don't want to do anything else with this charge. I just want to get it over with today.
Right.
Is that what you want?
Right.
Okay. And you had enough time to think about the offer. This is a withhold. You get credit for time served, and then there'll be some court costs imposed. Do you understand all that?
Yes.
And you believe it's in your best interest to go forward with that?
Yes, sir. I mean.
Yeah, we're not talking about the affidavit that I was given to read regarding the charge. there is, based on the ordinance, that's probable cause exists for the camping charge. So that we're past that, and we're just to the point whether you want to resolve the case or not, and it seems to me like you do. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you seem kind of anxious to tell me something. Your attorney is not going to want you talking about the facts of the case. You're free to talk about anything you want, but your attorney's not going to want you to do that because that's just the way attorneys are. It's their job. So, having said that, I'm obligated to ask you if there's anything you want to tell me about yourself or the case that I haven't heard yet.
Yes. Yes. No, sir. I don't want to talk about anything. I'm okay.
You good?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll accept your plea of no contest in 21 MO 959 to the charge of camping, withhold adjudication of guilt, sentence should a time served. There are costs associated with it, which I'm going to give you a year to pay. We'll total all that up and give you some paper showing you what that is. And a year to pay it, or otherwise get involved with any programs that might exist to help you work that off, okay? Good luck.
Yes, thank you.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Negus Fisher.
And this is case number 2021 CF 9695. Now, I see that, Mr. Fisher, you were here yesterday.
Correct, sir.
And the court failed to find probable cause. And that's on an aggravated battery and a burglary with an assault or battery therein. So you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I don't see where you, well, yeah, the public defender was appointed to represent you then. And I'm going to have to assume that maybe the arrest affidavit was not present yesterday, and that's why PC wasn't found?
Your Honor, I apologize. I wasn't here yesterday, but I believe the affidavit was. I believe they did have an affidavit. I think there was a question regarding the location of the aggravated battery, whether or not it was within the office or without. But after my reading of it, the aggravated battery still took place at the business. It's just it was not within the office. This business is a junkyard, Your Honor. So after Mr. Fisher was asked to leave, he remained on the property, and it was after that fact that he struck someone with a screwdriver.
Which would go directly to the burglary with an assault or battery therein, right?
That was my reading of it, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
I believe that it was reset for PC purposes because it was unclear whether it took place in or out of the establishment. That's the note that I have. There was no PC. They gave the state 24 hours to present more evidence. And so I would still argue no PC, Your Honor, given that there is not an additional supplement.
Yep, so nothing additional to be filed by the state at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so it's no PC on the burglary charge, which was the court's order from yesterday.
Yeah.
I think I'm bound by that.
Okay.
And then the aggravated battery, there is probable cause for that with a bond of $3,500 and no return to the scene of the offense, no contact with any victim or victims as an additional condition of your release. So I'm RORing you on the burglary with a battery therein, which is actually a punishable by life felony. But you'll be ROR'd on that one, $3,500 on the other one, with the other conditions that I've just stated. You understand, sir?
Your Honor?
Not 100%, Your Honor.
I didn't understand you.
He said not 100%.
Do y'all ever see Judge Kirkland down here anymore? Since the pandemic started? Gosh, he used to come here all the time. And Prather, how about him? No?
Your Honor? Your Honor, could I also add no firearm, no ammunition to his condition of release?
Oh, sure, sure. No firearms, no weapons on or about his person, no ammunition. Do you miss them? They're both really nice people, aren't they? They didn't think that I should come down here anymore because I enjoyed it too much. And
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. Thank you, sir. They're, you know, the people that like to crush other people's hopes and dreams. So, no going to the jail for me until they get desperate. All right, good morning. What's your name?
Christina Bollard.
All right. This is case 2021 CF 9729. And actually what we've got is an arrest warrant and an affidavit attached to the arrest warrant wherein probable cause was found for the charges of felony battery and then there's an additional count of a misdemeanor battery. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And it looks like you qualify for the services of the public defender. Are you interested in having them appointed to represent you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Now, what's your name, sir?
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Jesus Castillo. I'm Christina's husband.
Okay. Victim.
Correct.
All right. Well, as a victim, you have a right to be heard anytime there's any action taken in this case, and today is action number one. So would you like to talk to me about the case?
Yes, sir.
What maybe you'd like to see done?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
My wife and I have been going through a few different things at home.
Can he be sworn first? Sworn?
Swearing?
Yes.
Nah. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. So, I don't want my wife to go to jail. I want her to have a chance to come home so we could co-parent and raise our kids together. I'm requesting that she come home.
She qualifies for pretrial release, which is kind of odd considering the charges, but pretrial release is a non-monetary form of release, which if granted to her, means she'll get to leave without having to post a bond.
Okay.
So you okay with that?
Yeah, totally okay with that.
All right.
And
then
I'll
you
do
want
my
her
part.
to come back to the house.
Yeah, I'll do my part for us to get counseling and work hard on that with her hand in hand.
Okay, if I release her that way, then what I'm going to be ordering is that there be no hostile contact between yourself and your wife.
Correct.
Now, that's not an order to you, that's an order to her.
Understood.
Meaning that if hostilities occur, and the two of you are there, and the police show up, she's going to go back to jail. Okay, so the order's not directed to you, it's directed to her. So no hostile contact, and of course, I'm going to order her not to consume any alcohol or drugs that are not prescribed for her by her own physician, and she's to have no weapons on her about her person. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Does all that sound okay with you?
Sounds okay with me.
Anything else you'd like to have? Anything else you can think of?
No, I just want her home.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah, the warrant, the affidavit in the warrant currently says no contact. I'm striking that.
Okay.
And we're going to substitute no hostile contact in its place, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So, counsel, did you want to be heard on any of that?
No, Your Honor.
All right. State, anything else?
No, Your Honor, I just need to confirm that defendant is being released to PTR, pretrial release.
Yep, she qualifies for it. Yep, PTR is to both counts. So I'm going to release you, pretrial release is to both counts. I am going to order that there be no hostile contact between yourself and your husband, who is the victim. You are to consume no alcohol or drugs not prescribed for you by your own physician. You're to have no weapons on or about your person as conditions of release.
Yes, Your Honor.
Clearly, you need to understand that if hostilities occur and the police are called, that when they take a look, generally speaking, that means you are coming back to jail.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so it's your obligation, if you feel hostilities are imminent or about to happen, for you to leave.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? Now, any questions?
No, sir.
You understand you're represented by the Office of the Public Defender.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to hire a private attorney if you choose to do so. Until that time or further order of the court, your attorney is the public defender.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, and your name, sir?
Wilton Carthers.
All right. Wilton Carthers, case number 2021 CF 9756. Now, you, sir, are charged with aggravated assault as an incident of domestic violence and false imprisonment also as an incident of domestic violence. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
All right. You do qualify for the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll do that. And having read the affidavit, I do find probable cause for the charges. You also qualify for pretrial release, but we've got no victim over there. So without a victim here to okay the idea of you getting out pretrial release, you can't go out that way. So I'm going to have to set some bonds for you. As to the aggravated assault, well, did you want to be heard on the condition of bonds estate?
No, Your Honor, I was going to object to pretrial release, but barring that, no.
Okay, yeah, there's not going to be any pretrial release here. So as to the aggravated assault, I'll set your bond at $2,500 on the false imprisonment at $150. You're going to be ordered to have no contact with the victim. You're to maintain a separate residence from the victim. You are to consume no alcohol, no drugs not prescribed for you by your own physician. You're to have no weapons on or about your person, sir. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any questions?
No, sir.
If you have questions, you're going to want to direct them to your attorney anyway, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Sure thing. Good luck.
Your Honor?
Yeah.
Are you giving him a one-time return to get any belongings?
It was his place.
Okay.
She was visiting.
Okay.
Apparently for the night. And so it doesn't sound like he's going to need a trip back.
Okay.
Yeah, that was your place.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all we were straightening out. All right. Your name, sir?
Louis Cintron.
Mr. Cintron, you, sir, are in case 2021 CF 9757, charged with battery, misdemeanor domestic violence battery, felony battery for battery by strangulation, and tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement. Count 1 is a misdemeanor, counts 2 and 3 are both felonies. And do you understand what you're charged with, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. I don't see an affidavit in here for the public defender. Is it your intent to talk to a private attorney about this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, well, and I do find probable cause for those charges, by the way. What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Jace Marie Valentine.
I'm going to ask you to say that again just a little bit slower.
Jace Marie Valentine.
Ah, okay. And you're the named victim in the affidavit?
Correct.
So, first of all, he qualifies for pretrial release, but what is he to you? Is he your
He's my fiance.
fiance? Okay. And did you want to tell me anything about yourself or the case that you think might be pertinent to what I've got to do here?
First thing I want to let you know is that I'm not fearing for my life. I would like him to be released. We do have a baby to take care of and raise up. And I would love for him to come back so we can go forth and raise our son.
You two live together?
Yes.
You have kids?
Yes.
Together?
We do.
Common? How many?
We have a 2-year-old. A 2-year-old, one boy.
2-year-old. Okay.
Correct.
And what you're asking me to do is to let him come back so the two of you can live together again?
Just come back so we can co-parent. I'm not sure if we're gonna live together, but I would like for our son to have him in his life. If there are steps we can, I'm sorry?
There's no question but that he is the father of your son?
Yes, he is.
Okay. So I can order no contact between you and him, or I can order no hostile contact. Do you understand what that means?
Yes, no hostile contact would be anything, well, hostile, right?
No fighting, stuff like that. So,
I understand that.
do you have a thought as to which of those you might like to see me order?
The no hostile contact?
Okay. But as far as living together, that's not in the cards right now. So if I ordered that he maintain a separate residence from you, is that going to work for you?
It can work. I would like to do therapy so we can move forth.
Well, if I order no hostile contact, but then I order that you maintain separate residences, you and he can still have contact. He just can't live under the same roof as you for now. And you could go to therapy, you could do joint therapy, you could do all that sort of stuff. Because there would be no prohibition on that. Do you understand?
I understand.
Is that what you want me to do?
I would like, the ability for him to be home, if that is an option.
You would, but see, you're being vague. Being home and living there is two different things.
Well, living there.
So you want him to have the ability to live there?
Yes, correct.
Okay. You're sure of that?
I am 100% positive.
All right. Anything else that you can think of?
No.
All right.
That would be all.
Huh. If I didn't agree with you about him living under the same roof with you right now, does he have another place he could be?
Yes.
Okay. I think I'm more comfortable with that. The battery by strangulation, you don't play around with that. That's a pretty serious incident. Whether this case goes forward or not, it tells me a lot about a person that would strangle somebody, and particularly in a domestic situation. So I can be comfortable ordering that there be no hostile contact between the two of you. But I think for right now, I'm going to be more comfortable with saying he's going to have to maintain a separate residence. He can't live with you until further order of the court. And all of this, of course, is subject to modification. But for now, he can still come and see your son. He can still spend time there with your son. He can do all the things except, when the sun goes down, he's got to get out of town. He can't be there and stay there now, okay?
Understood.
Overnight. So, I know it's not exactly what you want, but I think you and I could agree I probably have a lot more experience with this than you do. Correct?
Correct.
All right. So, State, what say you about the PTR thing?
No objection.
Huh?
No objection.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to direct that you release pretrial release because you qualify for it. That'll be as to each of the 3 charges. I'm going to order that you have no hostile contact with the victim and that you're to maintain a separate residence from the victim. You heard what I was saying.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Okay. And a little time apart sometimes is a good thing. You're to have no weapons on or about your person. You're to consume no alcohol or drugs unless they're prescribed for you by your own physician. And I'm going to put you down as you're going to get your own attorney.
Thank you.
Okay? If you find that you can't afford it, you can always ask for the public defender later.
Absolutely.
All right? Any questions?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you. Yes.
Morning, sir. Your name?
Yada Hillman.
All right, Mr. Hillman, you are charged with, well, this is case number 2021 CF 9727. Burglary of a dwelling, grand theft 3rd degree, and receiving money from a pawnbroker by false verification.
Wrong.
Do you understand those charges?
No, I ain't got those charges.
Do you understand what you're charged with, sir?
Those are not my charges, sir. I was charged with a misdemeanor domestic.
Oh, no, they're here. It's all pursuant to a warrant.
They were add-ons.
Adam.
Add-on.
Huh?
I ain't know nothing about this, sir.
Kenyatta Hillman. See, those 3 charges stem from an arrest warrant.
I never know nothing about that. I didn't get charged with no warrant. All I came here for was a domestic. I ain't know nothing about that.
Okay, but that's why you're here, so I can tell you about it.
Oh, okay.
Now I've told you about it, now you know about it, right? I'm not saying do you agree with it.
I never know
I'm not
nothing about
asking
it.
you to admit anything, I'm just saying you're charged with those 3 things as a result of an arrest warrant that was reviewed and signed by one of the judges downtown. Looks like Judge Jewett.
I never know nothing about that.
Okay, well, so you haven't seen the affidavit or anything?
No, I haven't.
It has to do with some bicycles.
I haven't known nothing about it.
Stolen out of somebody's garage.
No, I know nothing about that.
Okay, well, pursuant to the warrant, Judge Jewett, who found probable cause for those charges, set your bonds at $5,000 as to count 1, $500 as to count 2, $2,500 as to count 3. And you do qualify for the public defender, so unless you tell me you don't want them, I'm going to appoint the PD for you. Okay? Now, you've got, in addition to that, it was very kind of you to point it out for me that you have a misdemeanor charge too. And the misdemeanor charge is battery as an incident of dating violence.
Right.
So that one's the one you were expecting, right?
Right.
That is a misdemeanor.
Right.
Dating violence, which is a subsection of domestic violence charge. And I do find probable cause for the charge. So as to the battery charge, I'll set a bond on that one at $500. That case number is 2021 MM 5780. So $500, you're to have no contact with the victim. You're to maintain a separate residence from the victim. You're to consume no alcohol, no drugs, not prescribed for you by your own physician. You're to have no weapons on or about your person.
No.
So do you understand all that?
Yes, so altogether, what is my bond, sir?
Let's see, 75, 8, looks like $8,500 in bonds. All right. Any other questions, sir?
And I got a $5,000 bond for what charge?
No return to the scene of the.
Cause I don't understand this.
Burglary.
All right.
Burglary?
Mm-hmm.
I get a shot for a burglary when I ain't never been inside the person's residence or
Was he
nothing.
served?
No, I was never served nothing.
Sir, it's not the time to argue about it.
No, I'm just talking to my PD right here.
Yeah, well, I understand that, but the warrant, the affidavit attached to the warrant says that a person, and that person was identified as you, entered somebody's garage and took a couple of bicycles and then pawned them at Godfather's Pawn. And guess whose face and name came up as the pawner? You.
So I gotta pay like
Yeah.
$850 for that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir. Good luck.
Yes, like, wow, man, like, really?
There must have been some incident that caused all these little notes to suddenly appear. Yeah. Oh, I could tell you about bigger horror stories than that. You know, we were at a conference one time, and they had a senior judge here doing, I don't know who it was, IAs, and they no-bonded everybody that was charged with a felony or a domestic case. It was a bunch. Let's see, what's your name, sir?
Getnet Kidani.
Kidani?
Yes,
Is
Kidani.
that correct? Okay. And in case number 2021 MM 5777, the charge is assault as an incident of domestic violence. Do you understand what you're charged with, sir?
Yes, verbal assault is what I'm told.
I didn't hear what you said.
Verbal assault? Yeah, not. I just want to make sure it's not physical assault. It's just we had arguments.
We'll talk about the facts.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I can truthfully say the only word you said that I understood was argument. But I do have an affidavit, the arrest affidavit, and I do find probable cause in that affidavit for the charge. Now, you do not qualify for the services of the public defender based on your income. Do you understand?
Yes.
So for an attorney, you'll be talking to a private attorney, at least initially. Okay? Understand? All right. What's your name?
Saganat Argo.
Let's see. Okay. You're the named victim here.
Yes,
And what is he to you?
he's my husband. He's my husband.
Husband.
My
Okay.
English may not be perfect, but I will try my best to
Oh,
explain.
no, you're doing fine. You're doing really good. The masks, coupled with any kind of an accent, creates this thing in my ears where I can't understand what a person's saying. So you have to forgive me for that because that's my fault. But I can hear you fine.
Okay.
All right, now, you're here to talk to me about him in the case, right?
Yeah.
So what is it you want to tell me?
I just want to say he is a good husband and a good father to our children. The only problem we have is he scream and yelling at me. That's the only issue we have since we get married. We are fine with everything, but I keep telling him, don't scream, don't yell, you can talk to me like normal people. And that's how it gets that point.
So, let's say he gets out of jail today.
Yeah.
Where do you want him to go when he gets out of jail?
I want him to come home
Okay.
because
You
he
want
never
him back
been,
at the house?
Huh?
You want him back at the house?
Yes, because he never been abusive physically. I know he is a good father. He cares about us so much. He works so hard, but I don't know what get him to that point.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, so what you want me to do is to let him come home and order that there be no hostile contact between you and he.
What I want is just, I want him to get counseling. That's the
Right.
main thing. I want also to get his anger issue.
Well, you know, you're kind of in charge of that more than you realize. As the victim, the state is always going to look to you for your input as to what should be done, what should be ordered, starting today and going forward. And so if you're thinking in terms of like some marriage counseling, maybe some personal therapy for him to address anger issues, things of that nature, right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what I want.
Well, the state's going to contact you
Okay.
and ask you if you're interested in going forward with the case. If you don't go forward with the case, then there's no ability to order him to do anything.
Yeah.
If you cooperate with the state and you go forward, then there's some things that he can be ordered to do that would be counseling, therapy, that sort of thing, okay?
Yeah, I understand.
Today, you want me to let him come home. Now, he qualifies for what's called pretrial release, which is a non-monetary form of release. Are you okay with the court releasing him that way?
Yes, he will be. Yeah, we are fine.
In ordering no hostile contact between yourself and him.
I want him to have contact with me or children because.
Do you understand what no hostile contact
No,
means?
no, I don't.
It means no fighting.
No fight, yes.
No arguing, no fighting.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And that'll work for you.
Yeah.
So he comes home, there's no hostile contact, and then, of course, I'd order him not to drink or alcohol, do drugs, no weapons, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
All of that's going to work for you?
Yes, it will work for me, yes.
Okay, all right. Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to direct you be released, pre-trial release, sir. Do you understand that?
Yes, thank you very much.
Now, listen very carefully. I'm ordering that you are to have no hostile contact with your wife, the victim.
Yes, sir.
Now, how important is that? If there's a fight and the two of you are there, whether it's verbal or otherwise, police come, guess who's going back to jail?
Myself.
You.
Yes.
So no hostile contact, no alcohol or drugs are to be consumed by you unless the drugs are prescribed for you by your own physician.
I understand.
They never prescribe alcohol, so no alcohol at all. You're to have no weapons on or about your person.
Yes, I don't have. No.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. And because you don't qualify for the public defender, and you're charged with a criminal offense, so talking to a lawyer is a really smart thing to do. If you do that, it's going to have to be a private attorney. Understand?
Yes.
Any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Any questions, ma'am?
No, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, sir. Okay, let's see. Next case. Tell me your name.
Hassan Barat.
Barath.
Barat. Correct.
Did I say that correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is case number 2021 EMM 5786. The charge is battery. It's charged as a misdemeanor battery, but it is domestic in nature based on your relationship with the victim. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And having reviewed the affidavit, I do find probable cause. I also note that you qualify for the services of the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you, ma'am. Oh, and there we go. Thank you very much for that. So, what's your name?
David Linares.
You are the named victim here.
Yes, sir.
Pronounce your last name Linares?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, first let's talk about the fact that she qualifies for pretrial release. You've kind of been sitting there. You heard me explain that to other people?
Yes, sir, I have.
What do you think about me letting her go pretrial release?
Well, I would like for her to come home, you know, and.
Okay, we're gonna get to that in just a minute.
Yes, sir.
Right now, the question is, are you okay with me releasing her under a non-monetary form of release? In other
What
words,
is
no
that?
bond.
Yes, sir.
You're good with that? Okay. Now let's talk about the other thing. Do you all live together?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you want her to come home?
Yes, sir.
You feel that's in your best interest?
Yes, sir.
All right. No hostile contact then instead of no contact?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then, of course, the other stuff, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol, that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir.
So all that'll work for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, is there anything else that you can think of that maybe you'd like to have me consider ordering?
Just kind of like, no, sir, not at this moment.
Was there anything else you wanted to tell me?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, having found probable cause for the charge, and now seeing that you qualify for pretrial release, based on what I'm hearing from the victim and what I read in the affidavit, I'm going to authorize your release, pretrial release. I am going to order that there be no hostile contact between yourself and the victim. Understand that, right?
Yes, Judge.
Any questions about that?
No, sir.
All right, no drugs, no alcohol, unless the drugs are prescribed for you by your own physician. You're to have no weapons on or about your person.
Yes, sir.
All right, any questions about any of that?
No, sir. Thank
All right.
you.
I've appointed the public defender for you, so if you do have questions, that's who you're going to want to ask, your attorney, okay?
Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next case is Lashanna Charnice Gordon.
He's medical, Your Honor.
Medical, okay. So we don't even reset for medical, huh?
No, Your Honor.
Hmm.
I'll leave the appearance.
Yeah, all right, I'll go ahead and appoint the Office of the Public Defender. The charges are 1 count of battery, 1 count of assault, both incidents of domestic violence, case number 2021 MM5785, finding probable cause for both charges. All right, as to the battery charge, I'll set a bond of $500. As to the assault charge, I'll set a bond of $100. Defendant will be ordered to have no contact with the victim or victims, maintain a separate residence from the victim or victims, consume no alcohol, no drugs not prescribed for her by her own physician, have no weapons on or about her person, and of course, all of that is subject to modification when she's able to come to court.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next up, Rashid Hooks. Is that you, sir?
Yes, it is.
All right, I'm going to need you to speak up just a little bit, okay? All right, case number 2021 MM5795. Charge is stalking as an incident of domestic violence. You do not qualify for the public defender, sir, based on your income. So for a lawyer, you'll need to talk to a private attorney. I can't hear you.
I got a question on that.
All right.
All right, so he just told me to give a guesstimate. So the social worker told me to give a guesstimate because I told him at that time I couldn't give him an exact number because I just started a new job. I work for UF. I make medication for big game animals, so like sharks and lions and stuff like that. So I just started. I only been there maybe like a month.
You make the medication?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So according to your affidavit, you're estimating Well, $4,500 is your take-home income. It doesn't say whether that's monthly, weekly.
Yeah. So
What is it? Is that a fair approximation of your income?
It may be like about 500 to 700 more. I mean less. I don't know. It's like I
So
just.
somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000,
I think it's more so about maybe like 38, 35.
and that's how often?
Once a month.
A month.
Like 30.
Do you support anybody other than yourself?
It's just me. I don't got no kids or nothing.
That, I mean, it's a rough estimation on my part, but I believe that is sufficient to say you wouldn't qualify
It's fine.
for the public defender. So what you're going to do is, well, you're going to do what you're going to do, but usually what you would do now is talk to a private attorney, find out if you can afford a private attorney, and if you can, that's the direction you want to go, I guess. If you can't, then you can always reapply for the public defender. Okay? All right. Well, having read the affidavit, I do find probable cause for the charge. And, of course, there's no victim here, so even if you qualified for PTR, you wouldn't be able to go without the victim being here to talk about it. I'm going to set your bond at $1,500. You're going to be ordered to have no contact with the victim or victims. None. And that's on you. Meaning, a question I get asked all the time about that is, well, suppose I'm at the store, and meaning you, and the victim walks in. What am I supposed to do? Leave. It's on you to make sure there's no contact between yourself and the victim or victims. You're to maintain a separate residence from the victim or victims, of course. No alcohol, no drugs not prescribed for you by your own physician. You're to have no weapons on or about your person. Do you understand all that?
I got a question about that too. So
Okay.
she's been having this ongoing beef with like one of my exes.
Don't talk about the facts. I wouldn't recommend you talk about
Well, I just say that because like a lot of stuff that's happened is being blamed on me.
Right.
So I wonder, like, how should I move in that instant? And like, if something happens,
Talk to your lawyer. Okay? It's about the only real viable option you have at this point. Talk to your lawyer. That's what they're for. They'll help you get it straightened out. Okay? All right. Good luck.
Your Honor, could I also ask the defendant not be allowed within 500 feet of a victim's home or work?
Yeah, sure. That's reasonable. 500 feet?
1,000. I'm okay with 1,000.
All right. So you're not to be within 1,000 feet of the victim's or victim's home, and you're also to stay at least 100 feet away from any vehicle that the victim owns or regularly drives. Understand? I can't say anything more to remind you. Violation of these conditions that I'm setting out here today on your part, even accidentally, can result in you coming back here and being held with no bond. All right?
I live downtown, and she works downtown, like right around the corner from my house.
Yeah?
Which is less than 1,000 feet.
You know, we have a special provision that we put in domestic violence injunction cases when the people are neighbors. Do y'all ever use that provision? Oh, yeah, you'd know if you were using it. You would know. But I can't remember the exact wording. It's okay, I'll acknowledge for today's purposes knowing about that. But it's still incumbent upon you for the victim not to see you or suspect you're anywhere near them. You understand? All right, good luck. Let's see. Good morning. Your name?
Brandon Jackdale. Good morning.
Is it Jack Deo?
Yes, sir.
That's how you pronounce it?
Yes, sir.
All right. In 2021 MM5787, you're charged with battery. It's delineated as a domestic violence battery. It's a misdemeanor battery charge. And you do qualify for the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the PD for you?
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that.
I mean, it doesn't matter too.
And what?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it matters.
Okay, yes.
The moment you say it doesn't matter,
Okay, please.
it matters. So I'll appoint the PD for you. I do find probable cause for the charge. Now, hello.
Hi, good morning.
Can I get you to step up a little closer to that microphone? Okay, what's your name?
My name is Sikumar Jagdeo.
Okay, looks like you're the named victim here.
Yes.
What is that your son?
That's my son, yes.
Okay. How old is he?
He's 19 years.
All right. So, oh, yes. Okay. So, what would you like to tell me, sir?
For my son, he's very young, inexperienced, things happen, you get very confused, you do things. I mean, he learning all the time, I don't want to, drop the charge on him for my son. I give him a chance for the first time,
Do you want him to be able to come back to the house?
Yes, I want him back to my house, yes.
So you want me to order no hostile contact?
Yeah, no hostile, yes.
You want to continue to have
Yes, him with me, yes.
father-son relationship?
That's right,
with
I
him?
give him a chance, yes.
Okay. All right. And how about pretrial release as opposed to a bond? Does that work for you?
Yes, for him to be released, yes.
So I think we're in agreement that probably is the best disposition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell me?
No, just I want him to be released, give him a chance. He's very young.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, you qualify for pretrial release. So I'm going to authorize your release, pretrial release on the charge. You are going to be ordered to have no hostile contact with your father. You probably have not been in the room when I've said this several times already this morning, and that is that you get to go home. I'm not ordering you to go home. I'm just saying if that's where you want to go back to your dad's, you can do that. But if there's any argument or fighting between the two of you, police get involved, you come back to jail. Understand?
Yes, sir.
No hostile contact, and no alcohol or drugs, not prescribed for you by your own physician. You'd have no weapons on or about your person, sir.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, you understand that I've appointed the public defender for you. Your questions from now on should be directed to your attorney.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome, sir. Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning. I'm Josefina Magdaleno.
Magdaleno. Case number 2021 MM5783. The charge is battery, and it's alleged to be domestic in nature. Dating violence is what it's called. You understand?
Yes.
Okay, I need to hear your voice. Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, I do find probable cause for the charge. You don't qualify for the public defender based on your income. And I see you have no dependents, is that correct?
Correct.
Just support yourself?
Yes.
Okay. So you're gonna, for lawyer, you're gonna need to talk to a private lawyer, at least initially. And then if you figure out that you just no way you can afford it, you can always ask for the public defender again, okay?
Okay.
All right. Having found probable cause, what's your name, sir?
Good morning. My name is Kelson Kavai.
All right. You're the victim in this case.
Yes, sir.
So I'll cut to the chase. She qualifies for pretrial release. Any objection to that?
No, sir.
And do the two of you live together?
Currently, yes, sir.
Okay. So is it your desire that she be able to return to the place that you are currently living together?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you want me to order no hostile contact?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. So pretrial release. I'm going to authorize your release, pretrial release. Do you understand what that means?
Can you explain?
Huh?
Can you explain that?
Yeah, it's relatively simple. It's instead of posting a bond to guarantee your appearance in court later, when you have to come back to court, you get released under that program, pretrial release, which doesn't involve money. And so, you good with that?
Yeah, so I have to attend another court again?
Usually, yeah. It depends on what happens with the case. I mean, the state could jump out tomorrow and say they're dropping, they're no billing it or no processing it or any number of things they can do to let it go. But as long as the case is active and pending, if there's a court date, you got to be there.
Okay. I'm not from Florida, so
Oh, you're not?
no.
Where are you from?
Oregon. Oregon?
Oregon? You're a long ways from home.
Yeah,
Escaping the fires, are you?
I guess so.
Okay, so pretrial release, no hostile contact with the victim, no fighting, right?
Right.
You're to consume no alcohol, no drugs, not prescribed for you by your own physician. You're to have no weapons on or about your person. Do you understand?
Yes.
Any other questions?
No.
When you say you're, so you're on vacation?
I'm a kindergarten teacher, so I'm on summer break.
Summer break.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, well, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Oregon. Long way from home. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good.
That's good.
Your name is?
Ayla Thigpen.
And Ms. Thigpen in 2021 MM 5774. You're charged with battery. It's alleged to be domestic in nature. I have read the affidavit. I do find probable cause. Now, in looking at your affidavit for the public defender, does this tell me you have 6 dependents or no dependents?
What do you mean?
Well,
Okay, one more time.
the affidavit, when it was filled out, up there where it says I have blank dependents, somebody put a thing in there that looks incredibly like a 6.
No.
But it could be a 0 too.
No.
So you have no dependents. And your income, in that case, your income exceeds the level that you would qualify for the public defender for. So you don't qualify for the PD, meaning for a lawyer, you'll have to talk to a private attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Well, having found probable cause, good morning. What's your name?
Good morning. My name is Taylor Jones.
Okay. You're the named victim here.
Yes.
You said Taylor Jones was your name, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what would you like to see me do today?
Upon listening to the other cases, I'm asking for no hostile contact.
Okay. You want her to come home?
I would like for her to be able to come home, yes.
Now, what is she to you?
My girlfriend.
Okay. So you live together.
Yes, we lived together for 3 years.
You want her to be able to come back to the house?
Yes.
You think no hostile contact will work?
Yes.
Okay. Well, she also qualifies for pretrial release.
I'm okay with that as well.
You good with that?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you want me to know?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, so you qualify for pretrial release. I'll authorize your release, pretrial release. I am going to order that you have no hostile contact with the victim, that you consume no alcohol, no drugs, not prescribed for you by your own physician. You're to have no weapons on or about your person. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions you're going to want to direct to your attorney, but you don't have one right now, so without telling me anything about the case, if you have a question, you can ask it.
When it comes to my bond, like,
You don't, there's no bond in your case. It's
Oh.
pretrial release.
okay,
So, is that it?
all right, that's it.
All right. Well, good luck. You're welcome. Good luck. Thank you for being here. Good morning. Your name?
Jonathan Bryant.
All right, Mr. Bryant, you're being held on a out-of-county warrant. So it looks like you're on felony probation somewhere. Pinellas County.
Yes, sir.
And that's 3 counts of violation of probation, and the court in Pinellas County has directed that you be held no bond on that.
Yes, sir.
And so that means in the normal course of things, they're going to pick you up from here, take you back to Pinellas County.
Sir.
Okay?
Sir.
Do we still live by the 2472 rule? 24 to contiguous counties, 72 to the others? So yeah, Pinellas County not being contiguous to Orange County, we're going to give them 72 hours from now to come and get you.
Okay.
All right?
Sir.
Any questions? Good luck, sir. And,
Mr. Miles, you refused court.
did Todd Philip Miles, who has voluntarily absented himself from initial appearances, is being held on an out-of-county warrant out of Marion County, and it's a no-bonder. So he will not be brought back to initial appearances. Treat today as a voluntary surrendering of his right to appear. All right, your name, sir?
Antonio Breedlove.
Mr. Breedlove, you are being held on a violation of probation. You don't appear to qualify for the services of the public defender. It's close, but, so, the violations alleged are, I gotta tell you, these drive me nuts. The violation is failing to pay the amount of $20 per month toward the cost of supervision. I've never, ever understood why those things get issued as no bond. But your judge has indicated on the warrant that she wants you held no bond on the VOP. I'm going to go, because you're being held no bond, I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you so that they can address that issue that much quicker. There's also apparently you tested positive for marijuana and failed to make court cost payments. Those are the violations. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So you understand I've appointed the PD for you. So that's who you can start talking to the PD now about getting you in for a bond hearing. In these cases, now these felony VOPs are still heard down in courtroom 3, right? Judge Lattimore does them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And are they still bringing people back within the week for these felony VOPs? So they're getting them in there pretty quick? Okay. Best news I can give you is you're going to be in front of Judge Lattimore down in courtroom 3, maybe by the end of the week, if not, certainly the first of next week. All right? All right, any questions you have, you want to talk to your attorney, okay?
Yes, sir.
Good luck. Oh, he does? Tamarkin? Is Tamarkin his attorney? Jose? Yeah, okay. What's your name, sir?
Rivera Burgos, Hector Manuel.
Burgos Rivera. Hector Manuel Burgos Rivera. All right, sir, in case, I hate these scanners. I hated them when I was here before. 2018 CF 17627. It's a violation of probation. The violations alleged are New criminal offense, burglary of an unoccupied dwelling, and grand theft. And that court that signs your affidavit of violation of probation has indicated that you be held no bond. I'm told you have a private attorney.
Yes, sir.
And who is that?
It's Rivas Law Firm.
The Rivas?
Yes.
That's a traffic guy? I don't know. Okay, so to get your own attorney. And in the interim, you'll continue to be held no bond. So any questions you have, you want to direct them to your attorney, sir. All right? Good luck. Good morning, sir. What's your name? What is it?
Larry, next, Your Honor, Jerry.
Kevin DeMar.
Is that Jerry Dulaire?
No, Your Honor. He refused court.
We did? Okay. Well, let's see. Jerry Dulaire is being held on a VOP. What's a violation of community control? Violations alleged are failing to remain confined to his approved residence. So he's curfew busting. And his judge has ordered that he be held no bond on that. He is also out on bond on a burglary of a dwelling and criminal mischief. No bond on the VOP probably takes care of things, so I'm taking no action on the one he's out on bond on, because he's no bonded on the VOP. And treat today as he voluntarily waived his right to appear at first appearance. All right, you must be Mr. Hicks.
Yes, sir.
How are you today, Mr. Hicks? Probably been better, though, huh? Okay, you're being held in case number 2015 CF 10070. This is a violation of probation. Violations are fail to report to probation, 3/11/19, and several months thereafter. Again, fail to report to probation. Failed to successfully complete or remain in drug and alcohol treatment, failed to pay $20 a month toward cost of supervision. Now, you do qualify for the public defender, sir. The court signing that affidavit has indicated that you're to be held no bond on the VOPs. Do you understand that?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. That's your attorney right over there. So if you have any questions, you want to direct them to your attorney, sir. All right?
Yes, sir.
Good luck. I've gotten slow in my old age, haven't I? You know, you get to a point where you just realize there's almost never a reason to hurry. I mean, you know, if the house is on fire, yeah, you should hurry out of the house. You know, if you're on fire, you should hurry up and jump in the pool. But as far as going really fast and stuff, you just hurt yourself. Believe me, I've done it many times. Talk to me about my broken nose one time when I hurried. Yeah. So, we good? Not driving you crazy, right? You're my friends. I wouldn't want to do that. I wish my family felt that way. What's your name, sir?
Earl Jones, sir.
Earl Jones. All you're missing is the first name of James. I have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? James Earl Jones? No? Okay. The Lion King? How about that? You're being held in 2020.
Say it again?
You're being held in case number 2020 CF 13402 on a violation of probation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I had turned myself in. When I found out about the warrant, I turned myself in to the probation office.
Good, good. Let me tell you what the violations are here. Changed your residence without first procuring the consent of your probation officer. That's a big one. And you do qualify for the public defender, and the court that signed the BOP affidavit has indicated that you should be held no bond. So, who are you?
I'm Harold Scott. I was coming to, I was going to let him stay with me so he'd have a residence.
Could you say that again?
I was going to let him stay with me so that he can have a residence.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, he's not going to get out of jail today because the court that has this violation of probation case has ordered that he be held no bond. What's going to happen is he's going to come back to court probably the end of this week or the first of next week down in courtroom 3.
Okay.
So what you want to do, because you want to speak on his behalf, is make sure you know what day that is.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how you would find out. Do we know, have any idea what day they might come up down there? But we might be able to give you the date now.
Okay.
Because that'll be your opportunity to tell the court, you know, what you want to do.
All right. Okay.
So,
can I say something?
I would recommend you not talk about the facts of the case.
26th of August.
Okay then. At what time?
Okay, so the suggestion is that you be here by 8:30.
Okay.
So that you can get through security and get up to courtroom 3. Somebody will have to escort you up there.
Okay.
And so be here by 8:30 because court generally starts about 9 o'clock.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Now, I understand you may have questions, but you have a lawyer.
Well, I ain't got no questions, sir. Only thing I was saying is...
Well, but see, that statement, that young attorney sitting right there that's now moving towards you will have a cardiac problem if you start talking in here unsupervised, because you could say something that could be used against you. And you know you have a right to remain silent and never, ever give evidence against yourself. So take your lawyer's advice, and if you have something to say, either say it quietly to your lawyer or just hold it until you have an opportunity to speak more extensively with your lawyer.
All right, sir.
We good? Okay. Good luck, sir. Thank you. Now, what's your name, sir?
Tyrone King.
Tyrone King.
Sir.
I know a lawyer here in town named Tyrone King. Am I the only one in here that knows Tyrone King?
No, I know him too.
I don't.
You know him?
I do.
I met him before.
You have met him?
Yeah, I met him before.
Y'all, he's at least as tall as you are.
I don't know.
Not quite as.
I didn't know if he's still
this way, but up that way. Yeah, he's you know him?
I do. I used to work for him.
Oh, you did? I've always, you know, when he and I first met and he was in the PD's office, I didn't like him worth a flip. He came into the court, he walked into the courtroom one morning, I was calling a brand new docket, he and Matt Pardee were partners in the PD's office, and they had been assigned to my division from another division. And the first day they were in court, Matt was there bright and early and eager to go. And we got all his cases resolved in about 20 minutes. And so about 10 minutes to 9, which would be 20 minutes after the docket started, Tyrone walks in the back door. And I look up and I see him standing there, and he's a big guy. I mean, you can't miss him. And I said, well, who are you? And he said, well, I'm Tyrone King. And I said, so you're the other public defender? Yep. I said, did you know the docket started at 8:30? Well, yeah. And he was kind of impertinent about it. And I said, well, you weren't here at 8:30. He goes, look, he has the first half of the alphabet. I have the second half of the alphabet. I always wind up sitting here waiting for him to get his cases resolved, and nothing gets done on mine. So I figure I don't show up until it's time for my cases. And I was like, wow, he's pretty direct. Now, later on, he and I used to see him when he was doing insurance defense work, working for one of those firms down there.
Correct.
And I had such a great time with him appearing in those cases because he was that way with everybody, which you know. You know, you get the same treatment from him that, you know, his worst enemy would get if that's appropriate.
Yes.
But he's a great guy. I like him. How are his kids doing?
They're good. His
Yeah, like-
eldest has graduated, I believe is attending college now.
College? Last time I talked to him, they were, one of them wasn't even in school yet.
No.
And the other one was like first or second grade. Well, if you see him, you tell him I said hello.
Will do.
Mr. King, sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
You know who we're talking about, right?
Yes.
You're being held on a violation of probation in 2017 CF 14119. Violations are, gosh, wouldn't that be confusing if you hired Mr. King as your attorney?
Very.
What do we got? Tested positive for methamphetamine. There's methamphetamine again. And not paying your court costs. Now, that court has ordered that you be held no bond on the violations of probation. And you do qualify for the public defender, so if you would like, I can appoint the public defender for you today. You want me to do that? Okay, so I'll appoint the PD for you, and any questions you have, you're going to want to direct to your attorney. Well, good luck.
All right. So I see the judge downtown, or
Pardon me?
I have to see the judge downtown, or?
No, you're going to see the judge here.
Oh, okay. I'll go back here.
End of the week, first of next week, probably 26th. All right, good luck. You're welcome. And Lorenzo Cornelius Madison.
You refused court?
Refused court. Okay, we'll just treat that as a voluntary absenting from court. Case numbers 2019 CF 10344 and it's a violation of community control, changing his employment without notifying probation, failing curfew busting. And that court has ordered that he be held no bond. Nope, he's got a bond, $5,000. I do not see an affidavit for the public defender, so I'm going to put him down as to get on attorney. Good luck.
So you don't want to appoint the PD?
Yeah, I think probably. Now that you're going to harass me about it, I'll appoint the PD. Because you're harassing me. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and appoint the PD, now that I think about it. My at-work wife wants me to appoint the PD. All right, what's your name? You're gonna have to speak up.
Oswald Quinones.
Okay, Mr. Quinones, you're being held on a violation of probation. There's a bunch of these, isn't there? Tamarkin? I knew it'd be Tamarkin sooner or later. Okay, let's see. This is, what did I say it was? 2020 CF 2622. The violations alleged are left the county without permission from probation. 2 new criminal offenses, burglary of an unoccupied vehicle and grand theft. And let's see, you have a private attorney, Mr. Tamarkin. Did you expect him to be here today?
No.
Okay, but that's who you're gonna hook up with to represent you, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, you're held no bond pursuant to the order of that court, and that's something you'll have to discuss with Mr. Tamarkin. So, understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, any questions? Good luck. Next up is Fakama Demore Snell. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Well, my real name is Shakia Gardner, but I'm under Van Cam Snell.
Chakia Gardner?
Yes, sir.
Am I saying Chakia correctly?
Yes, you are.
Chakia
Allah.
Alai?
Allah.
Allah.
Mm-hmm.
So is it spelled A-L-A-I?
Yes, sir.
And Gardner, but that you're also known as Vakama Demore Snell.
Yes.
Okay.
That's an alias.
All right. You're being held on a violation of probation.
Yes, sir.
In case number 2020 CF 6652. The violations alleged are a new criminal offense of petty theft and petty theft. That court signing the VOP has ordered that you be held no bond on that. And then in 2020 9104, that's an additional violation of probation. Same violations alleged. Also ordered that you're held no bond. And then in 2019 CF 15251, also a violation of probation. Same allegations as to the violation. So do you understand all that?
I really don't.
You got three different cases, criminal cases,
Uh-huh.
and you're being held on a VOP on each of them because of the new charges, the new petty theft charges.
Right.
And it's ordered that you be held no bond on those. Now, as far as a lawyer is concerned, can you afford one?
No, sir.
So I'll appoint a PD for you.
Okay.
So any questions you have, you're going to want to direct those to your attorney, okay? So, good luck. Good morning. What's your name?
David Teller.
All right, Mr. Taylor, you're being held on a violation of probation in case 2020 CF 7575. And let me dig through here and find what we got. Well, I don't see any paper in here telling me what the violations are. This is maybe an on-view violation of probation because of the new charge, which is possession of MDMA. So you caught a new criminal charge too. I find probable cause for that. That's 2021 CF 9745. The bond on that is $1,500, and you're going to be held no bond on the on-view violation of probation in 2020 CF 7575. And I will appoint the public defender to represent you on both cases. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, you know, if you have any questions, you're going to want to talk to your lawyer, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, good luck. Good morning. Your name?
Kalen Vega. Good morning.
Mr. Vega. You also are being held on a violation of probation. That's in case 2020 CF 1639. Violations alleged are change to residence without the consent of probation, possessing, carrying, or owning any weapon or firearm, a knife. And the order of that court is to hold you no bond on the VOP. Now, you do qualify for the public defender, sir. Would you like for me to appoint the PD for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender for you. Any questions that you have, you're going to want to direct to your attorney at this point. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sometimes it just won't scan. So, what do? Not scan. And your name, sir?
Tavares Williams.
Mr. Williams, what we got here? Violation of probation, 2021 MM 3032, which means it's a misdemeanor probation. Violations alleged are new criminal offense, trafficking in fentanyl, possession cocaine, possession methamphetamine, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, firearm or ammunition, and unlawful use of a two-way communications device. The judge there in this division, whatever it is, 80, has ordered you held no bond on the VOP. And you do qualify for the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the PD for you? Okay, I'll go ahead and appoint the public defender for you. Hey, Madam Public Defender.
Yes.
If you'll go ahead and enter a denial for him, we can go ahead and give him a VOP date.
Yes, I'll enter denial.
There we go.
Division 80 VOP status, August 23rd at 9 a.m. in 9C.
That's Monday, isn't it? Wow. So you got a status hearing on it coming up Monday. All right? That'll be, they'll do it by video, won't they? They don't bring them downtown anymore, do they? Okay. So Monday, you'll either be on the video or in the court downtown.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Your name?
Mary Bush.
And, all right, Ms. Bush, you're being held on a charge of prostitution or lewdness, which looks like it's charged a misdemeanor of the first degree. I do find probable cause for the charge. And looks like you qualify for the public defender. So you want me to appoint the PD for you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender for you. And then you're out on bond. There's a prostitution subsequent offender. That's 21 MM 5790. And possession cocaine, 21 MM 5790. What do we got? Bonds of 500 and 1,000. Okay. Well, same kind of charge. So, I'll leave the bond at 500 on the new charge. I'm going to revoke your bond in 21 MM 5790. That's currently a $500 bond. Set a new bond amount, $2,500. And as to 21 MM 5790, which is a possession of cocaine charge, I'll revoke that bond, set a new bond at $2,000, and we'll stay 500 on the current new charge. So, you understand all that?
How much is it all together?
Huh?
How much is it all together?
$5,000?
So I'm not getting out of jail, okay.
Well, that's up to you.
No, not up to me because I don't have that kind of money.
All right, good luck. Timothy Wade Hitchcock.
Yes.
Is that you, sir? All right. Trespass on property after warning is charged. That's in 2021 MM 5788. Do find probable cause for the charge. And you qualify for the services of the public defender. So, counsel, what are we going to do with it?
Your Honor, the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to Walgreens located at 2420 East Colonial Drive. Mr. Hitchcock would like to accept the state's offer.
All right. Mr. Hitchcock, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, sir, that the testimony you shall give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, my understanding is you're entering a plea of no contest to the charge of trespass after warning. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and you believe it's in your best interest to do that?
Yes.
Okay, your attorney's just indicated that the proposed disposition is a sentence for time served, no return to the Walgreens at 2420 East Colonial Drive, and then you would also have the various costs that you would have to pay, court costs, PD fee, all that stuff. You got it?
Got it.
And is that what you want to accept?
Yes.
Okay, so say the words. I'm pleading no contest.
No contest.
There you go. I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty of the charge, sentence you to time served, order that you not return to the Walgreens located at 2420 East Colonial Drive. And then you'll also be required to pay court costs and the public defender fee. There's probably also a cost of prosecution associated with it. I don't know, maybe, maybe not. And I'll give you a year after you get released from jail to pay that in full or work out some other disposition through the clerk's office or any other program that's available, okay?
Okay.
Good luck.
All right.
Morning, sir. What's your name?
Marquise Randolph.
Mr. Randolph, you're being held on a charge of criminal mischief.
Yes, sir.
That's in case 2021 MM 5789. Looks like that might be charged as a misdemeanor of the second degree. And yeah, okay, I do find probable cause for the charge. You do qualify for the public defender. And I see you're out on bond on a DUI from August the 19th of last year. You have Matt Olswinski representing you in that case? Okay.
Yes.
Is he going to represent you in the new one, or you want me to appoint the PD?
No. He's not representing me.
Okay, so I'll appoint the public defender for you in the new
Yes,
one.
yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to take no action on the case you're out on bond on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. So good luck.
Thank you.
What was the bond amount, Your Honor?
$250.
Give me this.
I think it's $250, isn't it?
Any conditions of release, Your Honor?
Huh?
Any conditions of release?
Yeah. I'm gonna need him back. Thank you for reminding me of that. At my age, I get reminded of a lot of things by everybody around me. So I'm real used to it. In fact, my wife reads my mind so that when I'm about to say something, she'll tell me what I'm about to say.
Oh.
She's not always right, but she's right often enough that it's a real aggravating thing, you know? Nobody should be able to read that mind. You're going to have no contact with the victim. You're not to return to the scene of the offense. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. What's your name? Kenesha Sapp. All right, Miss Sapp. Charged with prostitution or lewdness, which is charged as a misdemeanor of the first degree. That's in case 21 MM 5792. You do qualify for pretrial release. That's a new twist. And you do qualify for the public defender too. Do you want me to appoint them to represent you?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that. And okay, I'll authorize your release, pretrial release. Now, unless you and I understand something about this, pretrial release is a one-time thing. If you don't, honor that type of release, in other words, when you need to come back to court, you need to be in court and not committing any new offenses out there. If you fail to do that, then your conditions of release are going to be more severe. Understand? Okay, do you have any questions? Okay, so pretrial release, and I've appointed the PD for you, so good luck. And what's your name, sir?
Here, Gibson.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Camping is the charge. Understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you do qualify for the public defender. Case number is 2021-27, really? No, that's not it. 21MO960. Pointed to PD. Your bond on the camping charge is presently set at $250, and you're out on bond on a battery on a person 65 or older.
Your Honor, the offer from the state to resolve the camping is a withhold of adjudication, credit time served. Mr. Gibson would like to accept the state's offer.
You said an adjudication in time served?
Withhold, Your Honor.
A withhold? Okay. All right, Mr. Gibson, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're entering a plea of no contest to a charge of camping, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you believe it's in your best interest to do that?
Yes, sir.
You had enough time to think about it before you decided to enter a plea today?
Yes, sir.
Understand by entering the plea, you waive your right to have a trial and a jury and all that sort of stuff?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I'll accept your plea. I'll withhold adjudication of guilt, sentence you to time served, impose necessary costs, whatever they might be, give you up to a year to pay them in full, or work something out with the clerk's office or any other program that'll work something out with you on that, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No action on his out on bond, Your Honor?
Yeah, no action on the out on bond. Your name, please.
Cameron Jackson.
What's your name?
Cameron Jackson.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to speak up just a little bit, Mr. Jackson. All right, sir, you're being held on a charge of camping. You had a camping sweep yesterday, I guess, huh? Hmm. And you do qualify for the public defender. Do find probable cause for the camping charge, so we're gonna work that one out.
Yes, the state's offer is a withhold of adjudication, credit time served in order to resolve the case today. And Mr. Jackson would like to enter a plea of no contest.
All right. Mr. Jackson, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, sir.
All right. You're entering a plea of no contest to a camping charge. You can put your hand up. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you believe it's in your best interest to do that?
No, sir. I found a rescue mission.
What?
Oh, yes, sir.
So yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I do find probable cause for the charge, so I'll accept your plea of no contest, withhold adjudication of guilt, sentence you to time served, order that you pay the court costs and other costs associated with the case, give you a year to do that, either pay them in full or make other arrangements through the clerk's office.
Sir.
All right? Good luck.
Thank you.
Walk in the park. You know, I had one of those camping cases one time here where the people were in the park, in Eola Park. It was a couple. And I think they had their dog, and they had walked their dog in the park, and then they laid out a blanket in a shady area. And I guess one of them, I don't remember, it was him, I think it was him, laid down on the blanket and basically fell asleep. and she's out walking the dog or getting a drink of water or something. And along came OPD and arrested him for camping. And there was no question about the facts. It was like, really? Somebody was having a bad day.
Right. Overzealous.
Okay, what's your name?
David Walker.
Mr. Walker, you're being held on a camping charge, and then you're out on a possession of methamphetamine charge. So let's talk about the camping charge, counsel. What can we do with that?
Your Honor, the state's offering a withhold of adjudication, credit time served. Mr. Walker would like to accept the offer and enter a plea of no contest.
All right. So he does qualify for the PD, by the way, so I'll go ahead and appoint your office. It matters. So, Mr. Walker, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, sir, you're entering a plea of no contest to a camping charge. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you believe it's in your best interest to enter a plea to that charge?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Mr. Walker, I'm going to accept your plea, withhold adjudication of guilt, sentence you to time served, order that you pay the costs associated with the case, give you a year to pay those, or work out some other arrangement. As to the case that you're out on bond on, no action on that one.
Thank you.
Good luck, sir. What is this? I remember these pieces of paper, but I don't remember what for. Correcting a bond amount. That's what it was. $5,000, I guess. What's your name, sir?
Trevor Lyman.
What is it?
Trevor Lyman.
Trevor. Well, there's Trevor. I got a Malik Rasan Carter. Oh, he bonded, okay. And how about Tim Kenneth Harkins? Bonded. Love to hear it. Love it. How are you doing, by the way? Look like you put on a lot of weight.
Right. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Maybe I was thinking of somebody else. Well, now you knew I wasn't going to go all morning and not say something, right? You just knew it. Let's see. So Trevor Joseph Lyman, like the high school.
Yes, sir.
And you're charged with DUI. And that's in 21 CT 843, I think. I could be wrong about that number. But at any rate, you do qualify for pretrial release as far as the charge is concerned, which is a non-monetary form of release. Do you understand that?
No, sir.
No, well, see, currently you got a $500 bond. You can post a $500 bond, you get out of jail. Pretrial release is a method to get out of jail without having to post a bond. Now, in your case, because of the nature of the charge, pretrial release would include random monitoring, testing of you to make sure that you're consuming no alcohol or illegal drugs while you're out on release. Do you understand?
I do understand.
So you have a choice. You can go with a bond or you can go with PTR. So I can say PTR or $500 bond, whichever you choose.
Right, so if I do the $500, it won't be monitored.
Huh?
If I do the $500 bond, I won't be monitored.
No, but you will be ordered not to drink.
Correct.
So is that what you want to do?
Yes, I'll do the bond, sir.
All right. Did you have something you wanted to say, Cal?
No, Your Honor. I'm okay.
Look, you had that look on your face.
No, Your Honor.
Something might have occurred to you. Okay, well then we'll go with a $500 bond, finding probable cause for the DUI charge. You are ordered to consume no alcohol or no drugs as a condition of release, that being drugs not prescribed for you by your own physician.
I understand.
Understand? And I suspect you'll be talking to a private attorney.
Yes, yes.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Hello.
How are you? Well, I won't even ask. I know you've been better, right? And your name?
Elizabeth Marcillo.
All right, Ms. Marcillo, you're being held on a DUI charge as well. That's in case 21 CT 844. You do qualify for the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Please.
Okay. I am finding probable cause for the charge. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You do qualify for pretrial release, like I was just explaining to the other gentleman.
Okay.
So, you really kind of have an option. The bond is $1,000 based on the totality of the charge.
Uh-huh.
And so you can either post that or I can let you go pretrial release. If you go pretrial release, I'm going to order random monitoring of you to determine whether you're drinking or drugging as a condition of release. Do you understand?
I think they've already.
Your Honor, her husband is posting it right now, so I would just ask that you stay the bond.
So just stay with the bond?
Yes, sure.
Okay, I'm going to order you not to drink and no drugs not prescribed by your own physician, okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, well, good luck. Stay in touch with your attorney.
Will do, thank you. Your Honor, just to confirm, random urinalysis is also part of the release, is a condition of release? Yes, no?
I'm not sure who would do the random because she's going to go with a bond as
Okay.
opposed to PTR.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, what's next? Excited. Okay, well, we're back on the record. Here's, what do I got? Kayla Marie Santiago Arriaga. Counsel, your appearance.
My name is Attorney Hugo DeBobian. I represent Kayla Marie Santiago Arriaga in this matter.
All right, and I take it that is your client standing to your right?
That is my client, Kayla Marie Santiago
All
Arriaga.
right, let's see what we got here. All right, this is in 2021 CF 9171. The charges are aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and battery. And both of those are as a result of a warrant. It looks like Judge Marquis signed the warrant, finding probable cause for both, indicating that the defendant was to be held on no bond until the IAs. And then she's out on bond on a violation of a repeat violence injunction. So we'll talk about the new charges first. Have you had a chance to review the charges with your client?
No, I haven't. And Judge, she works in Kissimmee. She lives in Kissimmee. She was arrested in Kissimmee. And so the arrest report only says arrested on Orange County charges as you just listed.
Mm-hmm.
So we contacted the clerk's office and were given this case number 2021 MM005 462AO, which is a violation of a domestic violence injunction. And I know because I represented her, the domestic violence injunction that this woman that used to be her friend got against her was dismissed after a hearing and testimony from everyone by Judge Shoemaker on July 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, the woman is claiming that on June 15th, I don't know what she's claiming actually happened on June 15th. But I was told that this case, what was originally went to the police department as the more serious felony charges, was reduced to this misdemeanor and filed, and that's what I was told.
What case number did you say you had that under?
I was given 2021 MM005 462-A-O, Division 50.
Yeah, that don't match anything I've got. I've got that she's out on bond on a violation of a repeat violence injunction. That's 2021 MM 4340.
Yeah, and I represent her in that case. That's in front of Judge Shoemaker.
Okay.
Some depositions are pending
Right.
of the alleged victims as to whether she was there. And
But I
she
think, if
denies
I
it.
remember this affidavit correctly, the affidavit charging aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and battery, it's not delineated domestic, so I'm thinking it's a different person than maybe the victim in that case was.
No, well, I don't know, because I don't have a police report that talks about this particular incident.
All right, this was at the Walden Circle Apartments, Walden Palm Apartments. Victim is Alicia Anzaladua.
Okay, that's Crystal's girlfriend, I'm told.
Crystal
That's who
being-
Crystal lives with. Crystal is the, and it's like Crystal is on pretrial diversion for attacking her at their work site
Okay.
last November. And so, anyway, this, what you're telling me was I guess, is something new that the girlfriend is claiming.
And you're saying that the victim in this one is, how is she?
The lady that you just gave us.
Yeah.
Is the girlfriend and/or the new wife of the lady that has filed the complaints against her in the last 6 months, all of which have been adjudicated, have been dismissed.
Right.
And so we thought that the complainant, and I was given this new misdemeanor case number, was this lady Crystal.
Yeah, but apparently it's Crystal's girlfriend.
Crystal's girlfriend. But either way, Judge,
confusing.
she's 28 years old. She's never been convicted of a crime. She lives in Kissimmee. She has a job. She has a child. She lives with her parents. And we need, I'd request she be ROR'd with instructions not to have any contact with either one of these women. She'd be more than happy to do that.
There's something odd about this. Look at this. What do you suppose that is? Yeah. I fully expected to see a completely red in color skin on this person. And no. Okay. Well, right now she's being held, I think, no bond on both these, but it says no bond until AA, so obviously Judge Marquis expected the court to deal with the issue of bond at this point.
Sure.
It's not domestic in nature. Based on the nature of the charges, she's certainly entitled to a bond.
Yes.
And so let's talk bond. State, have you read this thing? Have you got any notions about what the state might like to see?
Yes, Your Honor, I was finally able to find the correct one. I'm looking for the schedule right now. I would object to ROR. I object to ROR, Your Honor.
Okay. But what does the schedule say on these charges?
If you give me one moment.
A lot of people mistakenly assume that that schedule sets up some sort of format or order that judges have to follow. They don't understand that that's more for corrections use in terms of booking people in and stuff, and that, in reality,
Judge, could I have that case number that you're saying that you think this was filed?
yeah, this is the new case, right?
Right.
It's 2021 CF 009171.
Okay.
And that's pursuant to the warrant. Did you get a copy of the affidavit for the arrest warrant? I guess you haven't seen that yet, right?
No, all I got was the arrest warrant that said we arrested this individual on these two charges for Orange County.
How about if I see if these lovely ladies sitting to my right can make you a copy of it?
That'd be great, Judge.
Here we go. Can y'all run a copy of that real quick? Just print it out. There you go. It's even better.
Could I have her sworn to
Sure.
tell you
Yeah.
what I just told you?
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Sir.
Okay, I'm going to need you to speak up a little bit.
Sorry. Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can put your hand out.
How old are you, Kayla?
28.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime?
No.
Okay. The judge has named the person that he says is apparently the alleged victim in this alleged aggravated assault. Is that the charge, Judge?
Yeah, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and battery.
And that occurred allegedly when, Judge?
And let me see. August the 2nd, 2021.
Okay. Do you know who that person is? She's her.
That's Crystal's girlfriend.
Okay.
She claims that's her wife.
Right. This Crystal Gonzalez had a domestic violence injunction against you.
Yes, she did.
As soon as we had a hearing with Judge Collins, with testimony from both sides, it was dismissed. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
July 1st? Okay. Where do you work?
Labor finder.
And who do you live with and where do you live?
Mother and my child in Kissimmee.
Okay. How many years have you been a resident in Florida?
7 years.
Do you own a car?
No.
Do you have a driver's license?
No.
Do you own any real estate?
No.
Or a motor vehicle?
No.
Do you have any money over $100 in a bank account anywhere?
Yes.
No. Do you have any money over $100?
No. Over, not over, but less than 100.
Okay. And do you have to have your friends help you hire a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Judge, our position was we would be entering a not guilty plea to this charge too. It looks like it's got a different number, but.
Well, it sounds like there's a fair amount of confusion about the
Exactly.
other cases. I mean, there's that one that's showing, I mean, talking about the DV cases on the injunctions and stuff. Violation of a repeat violence injunction. However, probable cause having been found by Judge Marquise, on these two charges, as to the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, I'm prepared today to set her bond at $1,000 and then $150 on the separate battery charge. Also to enter an order that she's to have no contact with the victim or victims as a condition of release. I don't think it's a problem based on what I've heard, but just in case, also prohibit her from returning, although that's something I probably need to hear. This was in an apartment complex. Do we know if she has any reason to be back in that apartment complex?
She doesn't.
Okay, so no
They're saying
return.
it occurred at 4760 Walden Circle apartment. Is that where we now know Crystal lives? maybe?
That's where she lives.
Do you have any reason that, I gotta be there? You agree to stay away from that? You make that part
I
of the
live
order,
in
Judge.
Kissimmee.
Yeah, I'll make it a no return to that apartment complex. So there's no contact with the victim, no return to the apartment complex. No weapons on or about your person. And any weapons that you have, you're to surrender to the Orange County Sheriff's Department within 24 hours of your release. Let's say no drugs and alcohol, no drugs unless they're prescribed for you by your own physician, and stay away from alcohol as well. And with that all being said, I'll take no action on the one she's out on bond on.
Right.
So that should pretty much do it. Anything else you can think of?
No, Judge.
Then I think we're set. Young lady, listen to your lawyer.
Thank you.
If you have questions, you contact Mr. DeBobian. He's the guy. See you, Hugo. Okay. Interpreter. Is this an interpreter case? It must be. So, oh, I gotta hit the call button.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Alan Figueroa, State Certified Passport Interpreter.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, Your Honor?
Pretty good, pretty good. Except it's afternoon where we're at. It's morning where you're at, eh? Are you like
If you're in Orlando, Your Honor, we're in the same time zone.
We are. I thought you might be in Hawaii or something.
If only, Your Honor. If only.
You could be. You know, given the way we do things these days over the phone or the team stuff and all that sort of thing, you could be on Mars and we could be doing this, huh?
One can only dream.
Yeah, Mars. That'd be kind of cool. Well, anyway, good to hear from you. You've been sworn today, right?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, first case is Michael Eddie Deleon, and the case number is 2021 CF 9715. Tell me your full name, sir.
Michael E. Deleon. Michael E. Deleon.
Michael E. Deleon.
All right, sir, you are charged with possession of fentanyl and possession of drug paraphernalia. Do you understand those charges?
Yes.
Okay. And you're out on bond on a possession of heroin and possession of drug paraphernalia charge from August the 2nd.
Yes.
That case number is 21 CF 9715. Excuse me. So, I read the affidavit. I do find probable cause for the new charges. So, as on the fentanyl charge, the bond is going to be set at $1,000. As the paraphernalia charge, it'll be set at $100. And then as far as the bond that you're out on, I'm going to revoke those bonds, set your bonds on the possession of heroin charge at $2,500, on the possession of drug paraphernalia at $500. And I don't see a affidavit here for the public defender, sir. Are you going to hire your own attorney, or would you like to have the public defender?
No sé, todavía, no sé.
I don't know yet.
I ask that you appoint us.
Yeah, looks like that might be a good idea. So, Mr. Deleon, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the Office of the Public Defender for you. And then if you decide to hire a private attorney, the public defender will know what to do as far as stepping out of the way, okay? You understand that?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, any questions?
No, ¿dónde me van a llevar? ¿Al mismo sitio?
Where am I going to be taken to? The same place?
You mean when you leave this room? I don't know. I expect you'll go back to something similar to where you were at.
No.
I've never been asked that before.
Are there any conditions of release?
No, I don't see anything that really would be pertinent in this case. So good luck, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next case is Ruben Villanueva, Montenez. And that case number is 2021 CF 9735. What is your name, sir?
Juan Villanueva, Montañez.
Juan Villanueva Fontañez.
Yep. Okay, well, the new charge that you're being held on right now is driving while your license was permanently revoked or suspended. Do you understand that charge?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. I do find probable cause for the charge. I'm looking to see if he had the PD appointed on these other cases.
Yes, Your Honor.
He did? Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender for you on that charge. And your bond is currently set at $5,000. Now, you're out on bond on a resisting charge from June of this year. I'll take no action on that one. You got a driving while license suspended or revoked charge from the same June 26th of this year, which, based on the nature of the new charges, that bond is $250. I'm going to revoke that bond, set your new bond on that one at $1,500. And let's see, that is case number 21 CT 4595. And then in 2021 CF 7529, you're out on bond on a battery on a law enforcement officer, possession of cocaine, tampering with physical evidence, resisting without violence, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Ugh. All right, I'm going to take no action on those bonds either. Now, can you afford an attorney, sir?
No.
No.
All right, then I'll go ahead and appoint the officer of the public defender to represent you. You understand if you have any questions that you want to direct those to your attorney. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Hearing's concluded. Now, that's all our interpreter stuff?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Interpreter, thank you, and hope you enjoy it there on the beach in Hawaii.
Not a problem, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yeah. I called Judge Bleckman a couple of weeks ago about a question I had, and it was like, I don't know, noon, around the middle of the day. And she sounded like she had just woke up. You could just hear it in her voice. Everything about her said, you just woke this woman up. And I said, so since you retired, you're sleeping in late, huh? She goes, no, actually, I'm in Hawaii. And I went, oh, well, I understand why you're just waking up. You weren't going to wake up for a while until I called you. But, so I kind of had Hawaii on the mind. Oh, yeah, she retired the same time I did. Me and her and Mike Miller and Carolyn Freeman and Turner, Tom Turner. We had a great big old retirement, hoorah. Yeah. Last time I wore a suit. So what's your name?
Zarita Thomas.
Can you say it again?
Zarita Thomas.
Taraya Thomas. Is that correct? Okay. Well, Ms. Thomas, you are charged with possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. That's in case 2021 CF 9751. Do you understand those charges?
Yes.
All right. And it looks like you qualify for the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender for you?
Please.
All right, I'll do that. I do find probable cause for the charges, and your bonds are going to be stayed at $1,000 on the methamphetamine charge, $100 on the paraphernalia charge. Understand? You understand who your lawyer is?
Yes.
Public defender. So any questions you got, you want to direct them to your lawyer, okay?
Okay.
Good luck. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Miles Atkinson.
All right, Mr. Atkinson. In case number 2021 CF 9638-1, I think. That's a 1, or maybe a slash. I don't know. You are charged, and this is all via an arrest warrant, which I'll explain a little further to you in a minute, with tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, false imprisonment, improper exhibition of a weapon or firearm, and battery. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
Now, the judge who reviewed the warrant found probable cause for each of those charges. I also see that you qualify for the public defender, sir. Would you like for me to appoint them for you?
Yes, sir, and if I can bond out, then I will try to pay for my own attorney after, but,
Yeah, I understand.
yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead and appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You're currently being held, let's see what we got here. Yeah, currently you're no bond on the tampering with a witness, $1,500 on the possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, $1,500 on the false imprisonment, $500 on the improper exhibition of a weapon or firearm, and then no bond on the battery, which is alleged to be domestic in nature. So on the tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement, I'll set that bond at $3,000. The possession of a firearm by a convicted felon at $150, false imprisonment $150, improper exhibition of a weapon or firearm $100, and on the battery I'll set an additional bond of $500. Now,
So total, how much to bond out?
huh?
Total, how much to bond?
Right there.
3,900. 3,900 sounds like is the total. And you're going to be ordered to have no contact with the victim or victims. You're to maintain a separate residence from the victim or victims. You are to consume no alcohol, no drugs, not prescribed for you by your own physician, and you're to have no weapons on or about your person. You're also ordered to, within 24 hours of your release from custody, turn any weapons you have over to the Orange County Sheriff's Department. You will receive a receipt. You are ordered to file that receipt with the clerk's office showing that you've surrendered those weapons.
Sure.
So are we clear?
Yes, sir, so these bonds right here, these are the actual costs, there's no percentage off of this right here? Because I just want to get back to work and make money so I can get an attorney, and I got to look for a new place to live also, and
Well, I'm going to leave it up to you to talk to a bondsman about the bonds, and let them explain to you how they do it. They're probably listening to us right now.
I heard that it was like a percentage of this. Is
You'll
what
talk to the bail bondsman.
Okay.
Yeah, the bail bondsman will straighten you out on that.
Okay.
Right? No, there's also an order that you not return to the scene of the offense.
That's what I was talking about. I got to find my own place, but I have a friend who said I could stay with her until.
Okay, so you don't need to go back. Do you have stuff still
I
there?
still have things there that I need, like my.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to authorize you to go back one time in the company of a law enforcement officer to recover your personal property. Now remember, personal property does not include anything that is in dispute between you and the other resident there as to who owns it or whether it's jointly owned. We're talking about clearly your personal stuff, okay? So, we clear? Good luck. And what's your name?
Yara Blanco.
Well, good afternoon, Ms. Blanco. You are charged with grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle, and possession of a misdemeanor amount of cannabis. Do you understand those charges?
Yes.
That's in case 2021 CF 9744. All right. And you do qualify for the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint them to represent you?
Yes.
I will do that. So you now have the public defender as your attorney. You're out on bond on an Osceola case, 2021 CF 56. That's a $5,000 bond on a burglary of a dwelling and petty theft. It's an Osceola case, so I'm going to take no action on it. But on the new charges, I'm going to increase your bond to $2,500 on the grand theft motor vehicle, and I'll leave it at $500 on the cannabis charge. So you understand all that?
Mm-hmm.
You know you're being represented by the public defender?
Yes.
Okay, any questions you have, you want to direct those to your attorney.
Okay.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
Robert Crew.
All right, Mr. Cruz. You, sir, are being held in case 2021 CF 9743, charged with possession methamphetamine, attempted tampering with evidence, resisting officer without violence. Now, having read the affidavit, the possession of methamphetamine, I'm going to find probable cause for that. I'm not going to find probable cause on the attempted tampering with evidence, and I'll also find probable cause on the resisting without violence. What I don't see here is an affidavit of insolvency. Can you afford your own attorney, sir?
No.
No? So if that's the case, would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Sure.
I didn't hear you.
A public defender? Sure.
Okay, so I'll appoint the PD for you. And I'll stay your bonds at $1,000 as to count one, $100 as to count three, and ROR as to count two.
How long is that though?
What?
How long do I stay in for?
How long will you be here?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of up to you. If you bond, you leave.
I don't know how to bond though.
Okay, well, that's something you're going to talk to your attorney about. And your attorney will fix you up with a bond hearing, I'm sure. All right, good luck.
There's no set date though?
Not yet.
Wow. That guy's about as big around as a pencil. Wouldn't you say? Oof. I have days when I wish I was that big around. It's like every time I put on my pants. So let's see, what's your name?
Kelvin Davis.
All right, Mr. Davis, in 2020 CF 8242, you are charged with human trafficking. That's involving somebody less than 18 years of age. You're also charged with deriving support from proceeds of prostitution or lewdness as a first offense, and an unlawful use of a two-way communications device. All of that is pursuant to a arrest warrant where probable cause was found for each of the charges. And you also qualify for the services of the public defender. Do you want me to appoint them for you?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll go ahead and appoint the public defender for you. Now, you're currently being held no bond on the trafficking charge, and then $2,500 on the living off the earnings of prostitution charge, $1,000 on the unlawful use of a two-way communications device. I'm comfortable with both those bond amounts in counts 2 and 3. Count 1, we're talking no bond. So, State, any input on that as to what you might like to see the court do?
Yes, Your Honor. Human trafficking, with the victim being less than 18 years old, is punishable by life. I would ask the defendant be held no bond.
All right, counsel, care to be heard?
Your Honor, I'm not, at this point, I'm not sure DLC. So if you use your discretion to set a bond, I would actually use your discretion.
All right. Based on the nature of the human trafficking for sexual purposes of a person under the age of 18, I'm comfortable with no bond at this point. The reason I'm comfortable with that is because you're certainly entitled to a bond hearing fairly quickly, and your attorney knows how to get that done. So I'm going to leave you at no bond as to count one. The other two bonds I'll leave in the amount of $2,500 and $1,000. You're going to have additional conditions. You are to have no contact with the victim or victims in this case. You are to have no unsupervised contact with anybody under the age of 18 years of age as a condition of your release in this case. And I think with the bond amounts that are set, that'll be sufficient. So do you understand all that?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions you have, you want to direct them to your attorney. Yeah, it's also you're to have no weapons on or about your person as a condition of your release. All right? Good luck. Good afternoon. Your name, sir?
Jackson, Clarence.
All right, Mr. Jackson, you are charged in 2021 CF 9742 with burglary of a conveyance and grand theft third degree. Do you understand those charges?
Sir.
All right, sir, having read the affidavit, I do find probable cause for each of the charges. I also see that you qualify for the services of the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender for you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then you're out on bond in 21 CF 9742.
Your Honor, that's the
Wait a
current
second.
case.
No, that's not right. It's 7779. Ah, there we go. And also 7870. We got burglary of a structure, petty theft, criminal mischief, all from July of this year. All right, your bonds on the new stuff are going to be set at $3,500 on the burglary of a conveyance.
Yes, sir.
$150 on the grand theft third degree. I'm going to revoke your bonds and conditions of release as to the other two sets of charges. And in each case, I'm going to order you a bond pending further order of the court where those cases are pending.
I apologize, Your Honor. Did you say no bond on the out on bond cases?
Yep.
Thank you. Any conditions of release on the current case? Any conditions of release on the current case?
No, I'm no bonding them on both of those. And the new one, I guess I could say safely, no return to the scene of the offense.
No contact?
Well, sure, I can say no contact with any victim or victims. Doesn't really indicate that, but okay. So, you understand what I've done, sir?
I was just going to ask you to repeat it, sir.
Huh?
I was just going to ask you to repeat it.
Well, I'm revoking your bonds and conditions of release on the two cases that you're out on bond on. And I'm ordering you held no bond pending further order of the courts where those cases are pending. So do you understand that much?
I understand that.
Okay. And then on the new charges, I'm staying your bonds at $3,500 as to count one, $150 as to count two, ordering that you not return to the scene of the offense and that you're to have no contact with the victim or victims as a condition of release. So you understand all that?
So, Your Honor,
You understand I've appointed the public defender for you.
yes, sir.
So any comments you want to make or questions, you may want to direct those to your lawyer.
Nah.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Your name, sir?
Scott Johnson.
All right, Mr. Johnson, you are in case 2020 CF 2642, being held on a charge of burglary of a structure. That's all pursuant to an arrest warrant that was reviewed. Probable cause was found by the judge who reviewed it, who set your bond at $3,500. And I'm going to add some conditions there, but first of all, it looks like you qualify for the public defender. Do you want me to appoint them for you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and appoint the PD for you. So in addition to the bond, the $3,500, you're going to be ordered to return not to return to the scene of the offense, no contact with any victim or victims as a condition of your release. Now, counsel, did you want to be heard on that?
No, Your Honor, he had a question.
You know, you really got to come down here periodically, just to remind you of how many, and I'm going to be conservative and say alleged criminal there are. Like, good night.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. They ought to have all middle school students watch IAs once a week. Just watch all the people that are coming through here, stuff they're charged with. Let's see, what's your name? Lisa Lewis, did you say? Okay, what happened to Christian Josiah?
Bonded.
Bonded. All right, so Ms. Lewis, you are charged with possession of MDMA and prostitution. And that is in case 21 CF 9759. Now, you do qualify for the public defender. Do you want me to appoint them to represent you?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll go ahead and appoint the public defender for you. And your bonds are $1,000 on the MDMA charge and $100 on the prostitution/lewdness charge. Do you understand? So you know you got a lawyer. You know who it is. Any questions, comments, you direct them to your lawyer, okay?
Sir.
Good luck. You're welcome. Hi, how are you? Your name is? What's your name?
State your name.
Is there any reason to believe that the defendant is a non-speaker? Like, you know, lacking the ability to make sounds? No? So, do we know anything about her that might indicate some sort of mental health issue? So we don't know who you are. And when I say we, that's not in the royal sense. I mean all of us here in the courtroom. And you're refusing to state your name, is that correct? Can you nod? Nope. Shake your head? Nope. Okay. What you're charged with is robbery by sudden snatching and grand theft third degree of a motor vehicle. That's in case 2021 CF 9747. I'm satisfied that Corrections believes that you know who she is. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you've done the ID and all that sort of thing?
By her booking picture, yes, Your Honor.
So she's just messing with me? Is that what you're saying? Okay. That's all right. I get messed with a lot. All right, well, finding probable cause, your bonds are set at $1,000 on the robbery charge at $150 on the grand theft third-degree motor vehicle. I'm appointing a public defender. Counsel, would you do me a favor today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Before you retire for the day, maybe you could interview this defendant? And I mean, I would trust your opinion as to whether or not this is just simply an unwillingness to talk as opposed to an inability to talk.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because if there's an inability there, we need to know about that.
Yes, Your Honor.
And if in your opinion, she needs to see somebody, we can also arrange that, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, care to be heard on that, State?
With regard to that, no, Your Honor. I would ask for no contact, no return, no firearms, no
Okay.
weapons.
No contact, no return. No, we do no contact with any victim or victims, no return at the scene of the offense. No indication of weapons there. All right, what's your name, sir?
David Marcinet.
Mr. Marcinet, let's see. In case number 21 CF 9761, you're charged with making written threats to kill.
Written threats to kill.
That's what it says.
But,
No, I'm not going to argue with you about it. Don't do that. Don't start. Because it's serious stuff. And if you start talking, as intelligent as you think you are, you might say something that could be used against you. And if you did, it would be used against you. So you don't want to do that. But you do qualify for the PD. How do you feel about me appointing the public defender to represent you?
I'll take it at this.
You good with that? Okay, I'll go ahead and appoint the PD for you. Actually, the bond on this is set at $2,500. So I'll stay the bond at $2,500. I'm going to order that you have no contact with the victim or victims. And there are a couple of different people that are delineated in here as victims. One, I think, is your wife.
Okay.
And the other is the judge that's currently handling, I guess, y'all's divorce case. And so when I say no contact with the victim or victims, you might need to communicate with the judge's office. And I assume you don't have an attorney in that divorce case. Is that correct?
As far as the judge is concerned.
Do you have an attorney in that divorce case?
I couldn't afford one.
Okay, so you're probably going to need to communicate with them, which I would not consider a violation, even though I've said no contact, so long as it's civil and doesn't contain anything that appears to be threatening or veiled threats or anything like that.
Yes, sir.
And I'll even communicate to the judge that that's the way I've set it up. Because if you continue with the kind of stuff that I read in this affidavit directed toward the judge or your former wife, or soon-to-be former wife, I guess, then we can make it no communication at all, and that's going to make life really tough for you. So, we clear on that? Okay, now I've appointed the PD. I want you to think before you talk to me.
Well, it's more so that the judge that is in question, it's been reassigned to another judge.
Has been what?
Case has been reassigned to another judge.
To somebody else?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have no reason to even think Judge Leach's name?
No. The motion that you're looking at, and I understand it can be used against me, but the motion you're looking at, I did file something a few days later and said something about gift certificates and flowers to apologize, but I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to go into that.
Understood. Yes, sir.
You're in a big enough pickle without going into other stuff. So, okay, well then there's no reason for you to contact Judge Leach or JA because that case has been reassigned to somebody else.
Yes, sir.
Do you know who it's been reassigned to?
Yes, but I don't, I know Leach because I've seen the name over and over again. I've
Right.
only seen the name once or twice.
Okay, so you don't remember who it is?
TV judge.
I can look it up.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, then I'm going to tell you now so that you don't think I'm trying to sneak up on you with this. I'm going to contact Judge Leach and tell her that I saw you at IA's and what the conditions were that I set.
Yes, sir.
So that both her and her JA are aware of that, and they'll be expecting not to ever hear from you again.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Morning.
Or afternoon, depending on whether you're in Hawaii or Orlando, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm
What's
sorry,
your name?
I'm sorry if I'm broken up. I'm crying because I have abdominal pain. I have to get my right appendix taken out.
Your appendix?
I have to get it taken out. I have a really bad abdominal pain. I've been to the hospital 20 times this year.
Have they told you you have a bad appendix? To get it out.
Yeah, I got to get it taken out. I'm scared though, but I'm gonna get it taken. I'm gonna let them. I'm gonna let them do it now. I can't take this pain. It's not bearable.
Oh yeah, I bet. I bet.
And
I was watching.
And they're not doing anything for me in here. You know, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to expect to do here, but.
I was watching the show on Discovery, Deadliest Catch. I used to talk about it when I was down here. And if you've never seen it, it's the crab fishermen that are out there in the middle of the Bering Sea. No doctors, no nothing. And one of the guys had a huge big cyst right here. And he couldn't do anything. He couldn't lift his arm, couldn't do anything. So one of the other guys goes, I can take care of that for you. And they go inside and the guy wipes it down with an alcohol swab and then takes out a scalpel. No painkiller, no nothing.
Whoa.
And cuts this thing open. And what came out of it is just you can't even talk about.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool, but gross at the same time. Gross and cool. If anything can be gross and cool, it was both. Now, Mr. Morris, you're here because you picked up the charges fleeing and eluding and loitering or prowling. I did read the affidavit, and I'm going to tell you right up front, it's confusing.
It is.
But after I went back and read it a second time, I decided that the fleeing and eluding charge was appropriate based on the affidavit. The loitering and prowling, not so much. So I'm prepared to find probable cause. Let me talk. The fleeing and eluding, I'm finding probable cause. For the loitering and prowling, I'm finding no probable cause. And so as to the fleeing and eluding, and let me see, you also do qualify for the public defender. Do you want me to appoint the public defender for you, sir?
Sure, I just want to go to the hospital.
Okay, I'm appointing public defender, and I'm sure they'll jump right on that. Your bond is going to be set at $2,500 on the fleeing and eluding. And there was something else here. It looks like you might be on state probation. So I suspect you're going to be seeing a violation of probation coming through. It's apparently nobody's filed it yet, not an on-view or anything, but I suspect that'll be coming along pretty quick. So for right now, I'm not taking any action on the fact that you're on probation. I'll let probation do that on their own. But you hear your bond on the fleeing and eluding, right? And ROR as to the loitering and prowling.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, good luck with that
All right, thank you.
thing you got going on. Ouch. Noriega. Interesting name. You know, when I was growing up, if some kid had to have their appendix out, they would miss like 2 weeks of school. That's absolutely. And a week of that would be in the hospital for having your appendix removed. Nowadays, you don't even get past the front room of the doctor's office. They just take it out and you leave. Got that little device they poke in there. Leaves a little teeny hole, I think. But yeah. So you're not, what's your name, sir?
Rennick Noriega, sir.
Pronounced Noriega?
Yes, sir.
Like the guy down south, huh?
Uncle Manny, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was at work. You any relation to him?
No, sir.
No, he's pretty wealthy.
I wish.
Or he was right up to the time that, you know, life took care of him.
No, my lineage is from Spain, sir.
Okay, let's see. What are you? You're charged with possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. And that's in case 21 CF 9753. And then in 21 MM 190, you're charged with loitering and prowling and resisting without violence. So, do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
Now, you're also out on bond on a burglary of an occupied dwelling with an assault or battery. That's a PBL. And grand theft third degree. You got bonds on those. So, coming back to the other charges, I'm finding probable cause for the controlled substance charge. And that bond is, I'll stay at $1,000. No PC on the loitering and prowling, so I'll ROR you on that one. And the resisting without, I'll set the bond at $100.
Is there any way I could get ROR'd on the controlled substance?
No. And no action on the case you're out on bond.
I beg your pardon?
I said no action on the case you're out on bond. And you do qualify for the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint them for you?
Might be able to what?
The public defender. You qualify for the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent
Sure.
you?
That would be great.
All right, I'll do that. So,
Thank you.
any questions or comments you have, you want to direct those to your attorney.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Good afternoon. What's your name?
Tamara Richardson.
Tamara?
Yes,
That's a great name.
I know.
Have you always liked that name?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. And I see that name about once every 20 years. I had a girlfriend in grammar school. Her name was Tamara. Tamara Fitch. Yeah, it was a long time ago. Back when I had hair and everybody was young and skinny, you know?
Yeah.
Well, Ms. Richardson, you are charged with neglect of a child. Actually, it's only got one count. Could very easily be two counts. I did read the affidavit. There is absolutely no question in my mind but that there's probable cause for this charge. It's in case 2021 CF 9734. You do qualify for the public defender. How about I hook you up with a public defender?
Okay, I'm not understanding.
Huh?
I said I'm not understanding.
You qualify for the services of the public defender as your attorney.
Okay.
And if you would like, I will appoint them to represent you.
Okay, that's not a problem.
Okay, so you're good with that?
Yes.
All right, so now the public defender is your attorney. Now, you know, I'm looking. I don't see much. In fact, there's nothing in the way of a record. The bond is set at $1,000. We're talking about, these are twins, right?
No, sir. I have
Kids?
a 2-year-old and a 5-month.
Oh, because the thing said they were both two.
Oh, no.
No.
They're not 2.
The 2-year-old's a little girl, the 5-year-old's a little boy?
No, the other way around. The
Both
2-year-old's
are.
a boy and the 5-month is a girl.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I'm debating it. Because she's got 2 small children and but you live in like a hotel, right?
Yeah, it's like a hotel. They turn into.
You work?
I'm self-employed. I'm self-employed.
You do hair.
Yes, sir.
You think you could do anything with mine? If you could
I'm
find
not
3 or 4
sure.
strands to weave for me or something? Here's what I'm thinking, State. If you read that affidavit, I'm sure you've read it, but just to remind you, you got a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old that she left unattended overnight in this hotel room. Nothing happened. In other words, they didn't get hurt or anything happened to them, but and all that was to go off and spend the evening with, I guess, a male friend. And the 2 kids, I guess your sister came and got the kids, and the kids are currently with your sister.
Your Honor, if it will help, there is a note that DCF was notified. So generally, the judge will say comply with any DCF orders, if that also helps.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the bond, because, she probably, except for the nature, do you know why she isn't on the PTR list?
That charge doesn't qualify.
It's the charge. Right, got it. I thought that was it. It's the charge. So, if I leave your bond at $1,000, you would have to pay a bondsman $100 to get out of jail for them to post your bond.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Well, DCF is going to have a case on this. So you're going to be dealing with DCF. If you haven't, have you ever dealt with Department of Children and Family Services?
My family have, but I've never
You
encountered.
haven't yourself?
No.
Well, you're going to be meeting them pretty soon. Because that's what they do. And, their thing is to make sure those kids are okay. And I'm not seeing anything here that says they're not okay. But to make sure that that is a continuing, ongoing thing, that they're okay, and potentially assist you in arranging your life and your affairs in such a way that this doesn't ever have to happen again, ever leaving those kids unattended. So, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. Understand?
Yes, sir.
What that means? You're going to leave on your promise to come back to court when you need to come back to court. If you don't come back to court when you're supposed to come back to court, that means keeping the clerk's office notified of your current address so that we know where to contact you to tell you when to come back to court, and following through with those orders, because I think under that circumstance, if you seriously work with DCF, then you can get your affairs into a situation where this never, ever has to happen again. Okay?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
22.
22? Yeah. Still a baby yourself. What? Yeah. So I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, but I'm going to order you to comply strictly with DCF's orders and requirements that are directed to you. And believe it or not, in the long run, you're going to be a better mom as a result, and your kids are going to be better off. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
I know who you are. Don't make me come and get you. 22. Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? What's your name, sir?
Richard Salas.
All right. Mr. Salas. Let's see. What do we got here? Kind of a mess. In 2021 CF 9752, you're charged with possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
All right. You do qualify for the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint them for you?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll appoint the PD as your attorney. Bonds are currently set at $1,000 on the cocaine charge, $500 on the paraphernalia, and you're out on bond on a cocaine charge from March of this year. So, I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm not going to take any action on the one you're out on bond on, but I'm going to increase your bond as to the new cocaine charge to $2,000, and I'll leave it at $500 on the drug paraphernalia charge. So you understand you're being represented by the public defender,
Yes, sir.
and any questions or comments you have, you direct them to your attorney, okay?
Yes, sir.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Scott Jessica, he refused court.
Jessica Scott did?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's see, there's probably a good reason for that. Burglary of a conveyance is a charge, 2021 CF 9716. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender on this one and stay the bond at $3,500. As to, I don't think any conditions are required there. She's out on bond, grand theft third-degree motor vehicle, and a VOP possession of oxycodone. I'm going to revoke both those bonds. The VOP, I'll direct that should be held no bond on that one. That's 2019 CF 12761. As to the grand theft third-degree motor vehicle, I'll set a new bond in the amount of $7,000, and I think that'll do it. The one she's out on, the grand theft motor vehicle. That is 8337, yeah. 7,000, yes, ma'am. Yes.
Your Honor, can we have no contact with the victim in 21 CF 9716?
Yes. So no contact with the victim. All right, afternoon, sir. What's your name?
Shannon Smith.
Can you say that one more time?
Shannon Smith.
Shannon Smith. Okay, Mr. Smith. You're charged with second-degree murder. That's in 2021 CF 8759. That is pursuant to an arrest warrant, which was reviewed. Probable cause was found for the charge, and that court ordered you held no bond, at least temporarily. You do qualify for the public defender, sir. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you? All right. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. And that being the case, State, care to be heard on the issue of bond?
Yes, Your Honor. Second-degree felony is punishable by life. I would ask defendant be held no bond.
And counsel, I've appointed your office to represent him. Care to be heard on the issue of bond?
No, Your Honor, we reserve the right to have an Arthur hearing.
Okay. All right. I think I agree that no bond is appropriate at this point. And of course, you're going to be ordered to have no contact with any victim or victims or their families as a condition of release. You are to have no weapons on or about your person as a condition of release, any guns that you own. If you are eventually released pretrial or in any other manner, you are to turn those weapons over to the Orange County Sheriff's Department within 24 hours of your release. The receipt you receive, you are to file with the clerk's office. You are to consume no alcohol, no drugs, not prescribed for you by your own physician. So for now, all of that doesn't mean a lot because you're being held no bond. But later you may get a bond, and when you do, those conditions, unless they're deleted by that court, will still be in effect. Do you understand? And you understand you're being represented by the public defender? Yes? So any questions or comments you have, you direct them to your attorney.
Say again, sir. Can you say it again?
I can't hear you.
Can you say it again?
Which part?
Last part that you just said.
Yeah, any questions or comments that you may have, you want to direct them to your attorney. All right, good luck. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
What's your name?
Stephanie Thompson.
Ah, Miss Thompson. Wow. Complicated life here. In case 2021 CF 9748, you're charged with possession of fentanyl and having an open container of alcohol. Do you understand those charges? And it looks like you qualify for the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint them to represent you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Appoint the public defender. Indicate that I find probable cause for both the charges. And then you're out on bond. Dealing in stolen property. This is all from February. Receiving money from a pawnbroker by false verification.
Yes, sir, which was a whole big misunderstanding.
less than 300.
I would,
Don't talk about the.
Less than 300.
I was helping out retired vets.
Well, those bonds are $4,000. Okay. I'm going to take no action on the stuff you're out on bond. I'm going to increase your bond on the possession of fentanyl charge to $2,500, and the open container I'll leave at $100.
Yes, sir.
So, and I've appointed the PD for you.
Okay.
So if any questions or comments you have, you want to direct them to your lawyer.
So I have no hold?
Huh?
I have no hold?
Um,
You said take no action, so that's, I just want to clarify.
yeah, it doesn't look like you have it.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good luck. She looked like death walking. Goodness. So Cyril White.
White. She refused court, Your Honor.
You refused?
Yeah.
All right, I'll treat that as a voluntary decision made by the defendant. And this is a 2021 CF 9732, burglary of an occupied dwelling and criminal mischief are the charges. I do find probable cause for those. And then there's a failure to appear in 2021 CF 2820. I'll also appoint the public defender for him. Now, his failure to appear was for a trial management conference on July the 1st. And that's Division 19. That court has ordered him held no bond on the FTA.
Yeah.
And then his bonds on the new stuff are $5,000 on the burglary, $100 on the criminal mischief. And I've appointed the PD, so I think that'll do it. Oops. Noise there. Good afternoon. What's your name?
Michelle Williams.
All right, Ms. Williams, you're being held on a prostitution charge. That's in 21 CF 9760. It's charged as a third or subsequent offender, so it's charged as a felony. And it looks like you qualify for the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint them for you?
Yes, I don't qualify for PTR. Yes, I don't qualify for PTR.
You're mumbling.
I don't qualify for PTR.
Let's see, let me think of a good response to that. Hell no. How about that? Just to make it clear to you, because you're out on bond on some stuff. Or no, man, I'm thinking of somebody else. That's not you, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you on that. But you've been down the road enough times at PTR, RR, stuff like that. That's not available for you anymore. Your bond is $1,000. And, I've appointed the PD for you, so any questions or comments you have, you want to talk to your lawyer and potentially find a new line of work. Good luck. Hello.
How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
Doing just fine, thank you.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Darrell Willie.
Darrell Willie. Well, Mr. Willie,
Yes, sir.
you are you're here on new charges, possession of MDA with intent. Really, possession of cocaine with intent. Those are in case 2021 CF 9746. And then you're out on bond on a possession of MDMA, resisting without violence. That's 2020 CF 14790. And then a battery charge in 2020 MM 7138 BO. So, okay. You do qualify for the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the PD for you?
Yes, sir.
I'll do that. So your bonds on the new charges are $150 on the possession with intent of the MDMA, and then $15,000 on the possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver. In case 2020 CF 14790, which is the possession of MDMA and the resisting without violence. You got a $500 bond. I'm going to revoke it. Set your new bond on the possession of MDMA, I'll set that bond at $5,000. And on the resisting without violence, the bond will be $500.
Your Honor, they only filed on the possession of meth charge.
Pardon me?
They only filed on the possession of meth charge.
Okay, not the resisting?
Not the
So
resisting.
delete the resisting on that one. Yeah, $5,000 on the MDMA charge. And then no action on the battery charge that you're out on bond on. So, stayed the bond in the new case. So, do you understand all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, answer.
Any questions or comments you have, you want to direct them to your attorney, okay? Thank you. Good luck. Good afternoon. What's your name?
Your Honor. Jeffrey Weisinger.
Weisinger.
Yes.
Pronounced Weisinger?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, let's see, what do we got here? Grand theft, third-degree motor vehicle, possession cocaine. That's in case 2021 CF 9717. And I do find probable cause for those charges. You do qualify for the public defender. Do you want me to appoint them for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll go ahead and appoint them. And your bonds are, really, $1,000 on the grand theft motor vehicle, $150 on the cocaine charge. You understand?
You mean 150 or?
Well, that could be mistaken for
Thank you.
150,000, couldn't it?
Negative.
No. It's 150, okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, so anything you need to say or, ask, you want to direct that to your attorney, okay?
I understand.
Good luck, sir.